So we will see you tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel. For now, we do have Brendan at the big desk.
Hey guys, yeah, welcome back in. It is 2 o'clock on what's turning into a pretty exciting afternoon here. We'll touch on Bitcoin, obviously, coming up. I was just looking at a few other things. Here it is, if you want to have a look at it. 15 minutes right now. We are heading back northbound. 61,300, essentially exactly where we were this morning before this crazy run up to 64,000 and an absolute tank down to 59 and change or 58 and change. So we are holding, but massive amounts of volume going off through that entire thing. There's Coinbase, 3% right now, back to the upside. Also, CEO Brian Armstrong coming out saying that they were dealing with a quote unquote surge in activity, and that essentially crashed the exchange. So that's what happened with that glitch where everyone was seeing zeros in their accounts, but apparently not the case, and they will have that resolved shortly. Something else we were talking about this morning, Tesla, just trying to get back to day highs right now, or thereabouts, 203.82. A great day for Tesla, 2% to the upside. We'll tell you why if you missed it this morning, coming up here in a second. Still, some negativity. Google coming out saying they're going to repair their AI and get a version that isn't so wrong and damaged, thank you, Ramin, in trying to come up with images. Apple, 1% to the downside. Netflix as well, under pressure today. Everything else basically flat. Positivity in banking land once again today. I feel like a broken record, but 2 or 3 days at least in a row that we're moving higher as far as banks are concerned. We got some Canadian bank earnings out this week that for the most part were better than expected, but that loan loss provision to the upside again for all of them once again. I was talking to Raheem over lunchtime to see if he could come up with something as far as the banks are concerned. We'll see if we can get him in the next couple of days to touch on the financial sector on this side of the board. I wanted to mention these two as well. Visa and MasterCard, pretty good day down here. 0.6, 0.8 to the upside. Tesla, Home Depot, Costco, some retail. UNH downside in a pretty big way after what happened yesterday as well. Yeah, there's Coinbase rather, bounced off 200, trying to test 205 right now. A massive outage after a massive surge, according to Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, on that crypto collapse there, back to 58,000 and change, guys. But here we are holding on to 60 and change once again.
All right, so yes, welcome back, everybody. Welcome, Obi. Welcome everybody back to the afternoon show. And what a crazy day it has been. I've traded no IBIT ever before in my life until we had that crash. And there it is right there, man. We bought these 34s. We're out. We have a different story on Coinbase, but there it is right there. Nice move. And look at that dip right there into 34,000. Sorry, 34,000. Ooh, I don't want to scare anybody. $34. And there we go, we buy IBIT down there, and now we're at $1.15 in the money and starting to go again right there. But Coinbase, again, another real fun name, man. We bought the dip, we had $6 in the money, came back in, got out once it broke 200, which is making me sick right now because you're back up to 207. But these are hard ones to hold. If you thought that you were, losing the bid there, we did have, and it was scary. We showed Ramin found it online. And it was that there was an outage on Coinbase, and people were logging in to their accounts and seeing insufficient funds and/or
zeros.
Like
imagine the fear.
That exactly,
wild,
because that's the fear of everybody has. And you kind of turned over to me and was like, "That's why you need a ledger and all that stuff." And exactly, we talk about that.
Yep.
So if that's cold storage, you guys could go put your Bitcoins on cold storage. If you're not going to trade them, I mean, you might as well keep them there and then not on exchange. But you know what? The thing is though, I don't want to, this is not financial advice or anything like that, but now that all these names, like I wonder how much of your Bitcoin, and probably people in the chat, I'm in the wrong chat, I'm still in the midday show, how much of your investment in Coinbase is actually protected? Now, because there is that like fiduciary FDIC here in Canada and across the United States that have a certain amount that is protected on an investment, but people have way more than that in Bitcoin. So, anyways, I'm going to get into the proper chat here.
That IBIT trade was wild, but yeah, we'll cover it when we get back there. But that absolutely crazy move on Bitcoin during that time.
Yeah, and continuing again, if you missed it or just joining a little bit late, CEO Brian Armstrong of Coinbase coming out saying that a massive surge in activity essentially crashed their exchange.
Wow.
So they're still working to resolve some of the software side issues that are going on. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on both Bitcoin and on Coinbase. Tesla was top of the list this morning, 1.8% as I mentioned. Trying to bounce off 204 right now is a bit of a pivot since midday this morning. If you missed it, we were talking about the Roadster coming back to life. Essentially overnight, it seems. All of a sudden, it's going to be ready for shipping. Not only manufacturing, but shipping in 2025.
And it probably has nothing to do with the fact that BYD released their car yesterday, Brenda, or announced the release of their car. Ram. All right. With respect to some of the details on the car, we're talking about a minimum of a $200,000 price target, or price tag, excuse me. That's what he was talking about in 2021 when he announced the latest price. That's probably going to be a little bit higher. With respect to performance, it's said to do 0 to 60 miles an hour in less than 1 second. So I can't wait to see all this stuff. I was talking about it with Randy today. He's having trouble believing some of these numbers,
Yeah,
Brendo.
it's crazy. A lot of people are going to have sore necks all the time from just being absolutely thrown back into the back. Day highs maybe inbound here, guys, for Tesla.
Look, we wrote down Tesla here as a good long. It was the only long that we had on our whole board today as far as this. We talked about, I mean, we wound up going long Bitcoin, but Tesla was the long, and we had it early, man, and it just sucks that we wound up getting out at the very bottom. So it's a good thing we don't have that exact wick, but we have 199. So once it broke 199, we got out. We made money there. We were buying this dip at 200, buying 201s, out up there 202 and change. Bought a little bit here. These are both losing trades, and then held on just to the last piece for that 199 break. It's a cup of coffee. We're down, but we are red on the name, which sucks because as soon as we got out, it exploded up to the top. So, all right, that's the way we traded it. That's going to be our only mistake here from the sticky note today, and we're still fine, so it's all good. But right there, nice top side for 205. I would say let's look right now. Oh, good news. Apparently the results of President Biden's physical is just as good as it was last year. So that's amazing. So just letting people know in case... Oh,
This just in.
okay, nothing, that's it. That just breaking news.
Yeah.
Okay? He's the president.
No,
exactly.
people have to know.
I mean, if he's having heart issues, we'd like to know. You know, don't be a day trader. All right, so anyways, I'm looking at Tesla here. Let's see if it can hold this 202.50. It's screaming in now. The market is falling here a bit, obviously, but here comes Tesla.
We start talking about it, it just starts tanking.
Pretty
The
aggressively
timing
in
is,
there. Yeah, trying to get some revenge on this one. And for the first time, we got stopped out of our short in Amazon, but we did get back into it virtually with the same amount of shares, as this is going to be a crazy trade. Wait till we talk about Amazon later on. But anything for you on Tesla?
Nothing too crazy. I did have it on watch because we are kind of watching that 200 mark. We did come up into it on Monday, and I was like, all right, cool. This week could be something on Tesla in and around that 200. So I was like, okay, yeah, I did have it on watch. But when it kind of washed that 200 off the open, I did take my eyes off of it. But yeah, looking back at it in retrospect, it does seem like there were some decent opportunities. Like previous day low kind of held there on the strong dip, and then we come right into the previous day highs around 205. So it's like, well, today's high is 205.30. Yesterday's high was 205.60. So it's about a 30 penny difference there. But yeah, we pretty much just ranged yesterday's day today. So I have nothing too much other than that to say. I'm just making observations here.
All right, meanwhile, more EV news. Apple downside here, 1% right now, trying to bounce off 180 again after they came out yesterday and said they're not even going to make one. Tesla, go ahead and make a $300,000 supercar. We're not even going to make one because we can't make money if we do.
No, and they've seen how hard it is to make these EVs, Brendo. They've seen the shrinking margins that's come to the EV industry as of late. Yeah, so basically what they're going to do here, they're going to lay some people off, sadly, but they're going to try to repurpose some of the individuals in the EV project into AI. So there's a lot of machine learning aspects to autonomous driving that could be applicable to AI. So we'll have to see how they do, Brendo, but yeah, interesting headline.
Here's 180 again. If you missed it the fourth or fifth time, it's been bouncing along this level for a month or so now, guys, for Apple.
Bro, I already.
Yeah, I mean, we were short Apple there all over that 182. Just real quick, we are starting a new position here on Palantir. We won't talk about it, but we just bought this bottom right there. So we're getting some out as it continues to go up with our stop being down here anyways. So quick little 5 or 6 cent scalp. We'll take about 10 as it goes up to the upside. IBIT, we did take that dollar there at 35. It goes all the way back to VWAP. We have the couple bottoms there, nice picks, and then we'll see if we can break back above. As I think, I actually, during the midday show, I just told Obi, I got filled at 34.39 in my own account on IBIT. I wanted to buy more Bitcoin on that move down. So I'm into it. You know, we'll wait, and then in a couple weeks when this is at like 31, we'll buy some more. No, I think it's going to go up. All right, Apple, just real quick. There it is. So we went short until we started to go long. These were the shorts. So as soon as we broke through 182, right, we saw Apple was pretty weak here today. And then we heard a report that we still have not been able to verify, I believe. And that is that there was potentially weaker demand for the Apple Vision Pro. So that just led us into the shorts, which was great. I mean, these were big shorts into 181, 70 cents. I'd say on average probably 50 cents there, maybe a little bit more. And then we started to go long, and the longs were working up to VWAP. I thought, okay, the market was going to turn on its head and start to go back up to the upside. The market did, but Apple did not. And then Sharif on the midday turns to me and goes, should we take Apple long here at 180? And I go, it's worth the shot. And then it's all the way up here at 180.75, and he told me it didn't get close enough. It came pretty close, man. It went to 180.13 right down there. But to Sharif's and my chagrin, I don't have it either. So I was already short, no excuse. I still like that call. I think Brendan's right. We've been looking at 180 for a while. I think it's, Obi, I'm going to hear your opinion here, but by the way, Amazon is now another 50 cents in the money, as we just talked about that. And we did get stopped out on Amazon here, just quickly. We did get stopped out up there. This is what my Amazon looks like today, by the way. This is why we write 174 on the sticky note, short, 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 all the way. And then look at that. Our last short was 94, and there's our stop out at 03. Mind you, we had money down here in the 70s, of course. Then it goes like this, doot, 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 and we drop down in a little bit right now. Let's punch a piece out now at 54 on Amazon, and I pass over the microphone to you.
Yeah, that Amazon trade or trades that churn, the way you play that range, absolutely beautiful there, Sean. Nice trades. And yeah, Apple, I did get a little involved in it there, but we saw what happened yesterday. That's why it was on watch today. And it comes in. I don't really get involved right off the open, but a little bit of a flush off of these highs, this consolidation in the after hours in the pre-market. This roughly was 183, 184 area, 184 kind of the highs yesterday. 92s printing just under the dollar there, and we are kind of taking a little bit of a pullback into that price where that news kind of came out is what is this, in and around 180? Yeah, we saw the insta dump. If you go look at a 1 second chart on Apple there and take a look at this little wick right here that pushes into the 180. Literally, it's a 1 second candle wick. So absolutely wild there off of yesterday. So that's why we had it on watch today, but not really following through on that news, but it is reverting a decent chunk, if not all, of the move on the day today. So yeah, definitely had opportunities for those who were watching it. I did take a couple dabbles in it right here. When was it? Okay, yeah, so just now that 180 kind of comes right back in. I am a little late there to the party. I get in the 40s and some more above the half, and it doesn't really follow through into the 181. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna piece out of this one, and I'm glad I did, because that 181, it just doesn't want it right now, and it seems like the markets are pushing to the downside. So that was the move on Apple today. Didn't really catch the fade. The fade was definitely the play to have today, it would seem.
All right, China ADRs were on the list this morning as well. We were dealing with Alibaba, Baidu with earnings as well. Both back to basically session lows here at the current time. But Baidu reports overnight. Initial move was higher this morning. We end up back to the downside. Alibaba actually looks really bad right now, I just noticed. just took out the lows, in fact, there for BABA downside.
Yeah, and there was weakness in ADR world today, Brendo, because I was looking at Li Auto, and after having 2 monster days, it was down again. Basically, there was an issue with a court giving a wind-up order to Country Garden. That's one of the beleaguered property developers there in China, the other one being Evergrande. Country Garden was supposed to be the more cautious of the two. It got an order from the court to basically, pay about $1.6 billion, liquidate all its assets to pay out its creditors, and that sent the Hang Seng and the other Chinese indexes down.
Yeah, and still under pressure here. If you picked the short side today, you were definitely not wrong.
Okay, so the number one trade idea, thank you, Brendan, on the sticky note is short Alibaba. So I like to hear when Brendan says, if you're short this name, you are not wrong. We have a great I have a great VWAP trade to show you on Alibaba. We're still short right now, 50 cents in the money. But my brand new favorite Twitter follower, Tim, here it is. Here is the freeze, here's my screen on the show, right? So there's the flickering. He caught it, so it's right there. I am finally vindicated, and I know, I believe you, Ramin. Get out of my ear. I'll throw this thing out of my ear real quick. But here we go. No, Alibaba. Whoopsies. Here it goes right now. Alibaba. Look, because Ramina is just, she's got the truth. There it is, 75.40. So we waited for VWAP. It was a good trade. I heard Sharif mention that we often tweet out our trades. Well, that's what we did there with Alibaba. We tweeted it out when we got it. We're a little bit upset that we didn't get the short early, but we waited for VWAP retracement rent. When there's a gap, what's up to my guy, Brian Shannon? That's my dog. When there's a gap, we wait for VWAP.
Yep.
And that's exactly what happened. And the rest, as they say, is that.
Nice.
It's not bad.
Yeah, no, definitely was. I had Baidu on watch today, just because they had earnings, and again, yeah, China kind of weak, maybe bringing this move a little further than kind of expected, maybe. But here it just fades off the open 110 flush, and just consolidating since that opening flush there hasn't really done too much in and around some of those levels there. And yeah, we were looking at yin as well, right? There's yin and yang, which are the bull and bear ETFs for China there. And yeah, that one kind of looking very, very similar right off the open. We were talking about this in the pre-market, gap down, continuation to the downside on yin there. So yeah, definitely China a little bit weak, it would seem.
All right, Beyond Meat back downside here, still holding on to a huge day, but it was nothing but a fade since the word go this morning. 10.30, 10.20, I guess people buying in front of $10 even, obviously, for BYND. We're wondering about the squeeze capability of BYND. Ends up being a non-event today, but earnings for Beyond Meat.
Yeah, Brendo, I mean, 37.5% of float is shorted, so it's always a possibility there with respect to how they reported. Look, it was a 7.8% decline in net revenue on the year. You also had a drop in North American sales to the tune of about 22%. So I'm assuming it's the guide here that's really keeping things higher. Otherwise, the other thing was they were increasing costs a little bit, so better margins. We'll have to see how they do.
Yeah, like I said, still a pretty good day. End of the day. 1050 was that last high on the daily chart.
All right, we are still just covering some on Alibaba. Just one little note there, we did break the low. Brendan just talked about that. Yeah, so we tried to hit Beyond Meat short, and we talked about when we liked it. I feel that when you're on earnings, there's just a couple of plays. The one is this VWAP retracement play, which we did on Alibaba, which we could have done here, which we tried to do, but again, that's when we realized we had to pay for shorts. The first part was this. We talked about this early on. When we break that pre-market low, once the market's open, that's the trade that generally will give you the direction of the rest of the day, at least for the next half hour or so as the trade settles before 10 o'clock. And that happens. We do break that, and we don't even break it it's really just this break, because you actually break it before the market opens. then you come right back. Then I think it's that VWAP test right there. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit more to show you guys. So I think it's that VWAP test. So it's the break there of the pre-market that happens at 9:25 when the imbalances come out or so. There's a huge buy candle that happens right before the market opens, or right at the market, then brings this up to VWAP again, which happens to be 12. Then I think it's that next real move down, right? So once the market's open, here's the move down, 1160. We tried to smash this, and we put the order in, only to find out that it was short, sale restricted on our end because of we don't have enough shorts available to short. Obviously, it's not restricted because it's up 42%, down 42%, different idea. But then you get the VWAP playback. That could have been a short. That's when we realized there was a problem. We have since paid for shorts, but it hasn't made its way back to 11. I like Beyond Meat, and all that it's done is just sort of justify that play. We don't have it today. We'll try to have it tomorrow on a mover similar to Beyond Meat. There seems to be one every day, and we will go over the earnings plays as this show goes on.
Yeah, Sean, definitely. Again, I had this name on watch as well as one of my top earnings names today to look out for. But off the open, it doesn't really do what I'm looking for to happen. That's perfectly fine. The market's going to do what the market's going to do. I'm just trying to participate if things set up the way I am looking for. And yeah, that doesn't happen very often there. But yeah, flush to the downside. We did make that high at that 15.5. Very strong action off of the earnings, over 100% coming in, fails VWAP. Can we expect a little bit of profit taking? I don't know, but it did sell off right off the open. So, and now we're consolidating in and around about halfway through that level there. So just on top of that 10, we talked about that 10 bounce, and I was like, oh, is Beyond Meat a SPAC? Was it a SPAC, or did it IPO? And I did kind of go back and look and check, and yeah, no, they did IPO on Beyond Meat. It wasn't necessarily a SPAC, so that 10 might not mean anything really there, but holding that 10 quite well there on the day, Beyond Meat.
Oh man, poor Ramin. Ramin's doing like 10 different things, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about crypto. Let's talk about Coinbase, because that's the more exciting thing right now. Bitcoin's not really doing anything after it did a lot today, let's be honest. Coinbase holds on to $200 back to 203.75 right now. Yeah, still dealing with massive outage. CEO Brian Armstrong comes out saying it was a large, quote unquote, large surge of traffic that essentially crashed the exchange. And that's what was causing everyone to see zeros across the board for their balances, which is never a good thing.
I think there's going to be a lot of suspicious people out there, but that's neither here nor there. Look, during the midday, we were talking to the chat. Some people can see their balance, some people still can't, so it doesn't seem like it's a company-wide thing. It's on a piecemeal basis until you're able to recover your account. Now, the other side of that is MicroStrategy reported yesterday that they added another 3,000 Bitcoin to their portfolio, bringing the total to 193,000. They added about $155 million worth at around 51,000 and change, I believe it was. That brings their total holdings right now to over 11 billion. So Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy's making moves here.
Yeah, crazy amounts of maybe selling a little bit after that quick little $20,000 or $10,000 run up. Crazy amounts of volume here in the afternoon as well for BTC, guys. But like I said, kind of just hanging out now, back at 61,000 and change.
Yeah, so I mean, I bought that dip here in Bitcoin, and we did it through iBit. I bought it here, and I bought it in my own account. I believe in Bitcoin. I think there is something to be said there. And yeah, like, so this is the problem. It makes sense. There was a crazy amount of buying. We were sitting here watching it, and I go to Obi, and I'm like, oh, there's Bitcoin. Like, he's like trading iBit, and I'm like, oh, there it is, 61.5, like 61.5. Oh, there it is, 62. There it is, 63. There it is, 64. All right, and it's going, and it's going, and it's going. And then all of a sudden, this happened, and I was like, okay, there has to be news. I threw in the earpiece. We figured out that there was an issue there with Coinbase, and everybody thought again, oh no, you know, we might have a Robin Hood effect or something like that back in again, where we've halted everything. And then there was not just rumors, but it was factual rumors there, and Coinbase have verified that there were account balance issues and frozen accounts and unable to log in. So if anything ever happened to Coinbase and all those funds went missing, even if they didn't, but like they couldn't find them and it wasn't restored as quickly, we talked about this the other day, Obi, what could really get Bitcoin to the downside? I think we just saw what could get Bitcoin to the downside. A break in technology that we've built. You know, like Bitcoin, nothing may happen at all to the blockchain.
Right.
But it's the custodial side of it.
Yeah, the infrastructure.
The
Maybe not the
infrastructure.
infrastructure, but like how people kind of interact with the asset itself.
Good word, interaction.
Because like people, it's the volume that drives the prices, supply and demand. And if parties who drive supply and demand might have some issues, there could be, I don't know, could be some volatility involved, and that's kind of what we saw.
And the thing is that, you know, there's no way Coinbase and everybody that's running the show over there is unaware of things like this being happening. They're not just leaving people's, I would assume, you know, I know, you know, you have to talk to the people in charge here. They're not leaving people's coins and all that kind of stuff just out there available to be hacked in. I mean, the cold storage that they must be using is infinitely higher than anything else we can even imagine, probably in my hands or in your hands. So I would trust leaving it there, but again, I feel like that's where IBIT, GBTC, ARCB, all of those really come into play because, and we were talking about this with Wayne in the back during lunch or before, I think it was actually before all of this, it was before market open, and it was like the best part about Bitcoin right now, not the best part, but something that's really helped it is the adoption of how easy it is now to buy and sell just BTC, because now we're very, very familiar on how to go in and buy AMC or Apple or something on our apps, on our phones. Now we can just go in and simply just type in ARCB or whatever we're looking for to buy Bitcoin and trust that we have SEC backing and so on and so forth with all of this. So and it's in the same money flow.
Right.
So the difference here is that before, like what I've been doing, I've been selling some NVIDIA, so now I can, in the same account, use those funds to fund my Bitcoin purchase. I don't need to take money out of my account, pay taxes or whatever, then slide it into Coinbase. I can keep the same money in the same account and do a little washing around.
Yeah, definitely.
In the same account, it's not, I'm just saying that's just, apparently,
It's happening.
okay, in my ear right now, as we speak, obviously shout out to Morgan Stanley, clearly listening to the show. Morgan Stanley is going to be working on adding Bitcoin to their platform. I just heard it in my ear, so
Okay. Right, so,
maybe it's not already.
Yeah, no, wild move there for sure. Again, a lot of interest in this on Bitcoin. We talked about it this morning, and this was a crazy little flush there. Let's go down to a smaller time frame and just see. Look, all of this. People say, you know, whenever we bid up kind of. It's a slow, grindy bid, and then when we take the elevator down, and this is a clear example of taking the elevator down. 64 comes in, slaps down to 68s, and then insta rebid right back into that 60. That's absolutely wild there. I was watching. I was in IBIT there, and funny thing, I was watching it, and here, let me pull it up. Let me pull it up here for you guys. And funny chart here. I was like, I held it all the way to the highs, and then I gave it back to pretty much break even. Nothing really, but here we go right here. So I'll pull that up a little bit. So you get long in and around that 35 mark. I like the price. I like what it's doing there, doing some decent amount of volume, and it finally gets going. Rips 35s all the way to 36.8s, and I'm like, all right, cool. Like, if this is gonna go, this could continue to go. I'm not really paying too much attention to it, and that's my fault, obviously. You know, we learn lessons every day, and it starts to come in, and I'm looking at my blotter, and it's like, all right, you know, almost 2 points in the money, 1 point, and it starts to drop to like 30 pennies in the money. I'm like, what the hell is going on over here? I pull it up, starts to tank. I'm like, no, I do not want to be in this. If it's gonna be doing this, I will reassess. I'll get back in. The trade, clearly, I didn't take what Mother Market gave me, not even a little bit there, and had to give it right back into that 35s, and that's perfectly fine. Next trade, but absolutely wild volatility there with the kind of wash that BTC did. Again, maybe a little bit catalyst driven as well, but those things, a little bit of a tinfoil hat. I feel like they kind of happen at the most peculiar times.
The rundown, as always, in the afternoon, brought to you by our friends over at Trade Ideas, real-time scanning and alerting used by everyone you see on the show. See what's moving in the moment. Go to trade-ideas.com/TTV. Check out the link in the description for 20% off. Do tell what is coming up tomorrow on Monday.
We covered fibs today, Brendo. We're doing market theory all week. And tomorrow, we're doing the random walk hypothesis. So for all those people who don't believe in technical analysis, you'll want to join in tomorrow. This will validate your position.
I think Sean goes on a random walk every day.
Yes, he does.
What was that?
They're talking about a random walk, and Brendo's like, oh, I think Sean goes on a random walk every day.
Yeah, I do. I go on many random walks, and just try not to walk. Yeah, the walk and talk. I mean, I didn't do it today, but I do it every day. We go and we have a walk. We talk about stock. So it's walk, talk, and stock. Go find it. And yeah, what a good opportunity to pump the Instagram account, of course. So let's do that right now. Here's my walk talk. Go over, if you guys don't have, some of you said that you don't, you're not on X. That's fine, man. Every single day we post on here our sticky note. So there it is right there. So here it is on Instagram, my sticky note, all talked about here. Look at that Bob short. Look at the Amazon short. Look at all this. And then there's a caption. I want to thank everybody for continuing to support that. This is what we're talking about here. This is our Wednesday wisdom. Vince Lombardi. We all know about that. We won't talk about Vince Lombardi in front of Sharif. The difference between successful people and others is not a lack of strength, not a lack of knowledge, but rather, Obi, a lack of will. So go find this right now, Mr. Vince Lombardi, right there. The Green Bay Packers have won more NFL games than any other franchise. But there it is right there. The only thing failing is your team over there, my guy. So thank you again. No, we didn't fail. The Green Bay Packers had the most successful year in a hell of a long time.
What's that?
Come on, bro. Well, yeah, if you're counting Super Bowls as success, then Green Bay Packers would be one of the most successful franchises, of course, of all time. Here's the walk, talk, and stock right here. So this is what we're talking about. Join me and Brendan. Oh, yes. Join me and Brendan every week as we have the podcast. I'm going up to Scarborough tonight, another game for her tonight. And today's Wednesday, so he has games on Fridays and Saturdays. And then we have baseball all starting up as it's going to be busy. And my brother-in-law is visiting this week. But go over to @TraderTVSean on Instagram, and thank you for the support over there. Just real quick, I guess we're done the rundown. There goes Walmart. We wanted to short Walmart off of 60. So Walmart going to the downside right now. And there's the trade for you. We're short Walmart, and we're short a decent amount. Let's wait to see if we get any lower than this right now. 59.63s. We just got 56s, I guess, there. And then we'll see what happens down in here. Again, looking for a break lower, it's Walmart. Our charts aren't going to show the split adjusted price, but you're up here at 180. So we've bounced off of 60 a couple times. So unfortunately, like I mentioned, our charts, that's what it looks like for now. But 59.85 is sort of the highest we've gotten since the reverse split. So we'll play this. Market's down. I feel like we're going to bleed into the close here. Why not? So we are also getting out of some Palantir. Look where Palantir went, by the way, guys. So we are now holding 25%, waiting for this to break. Hopefully it doesn't, but Palantir, we're almost there. We're making a little bit of coin here, guys. Look at Amazon. Ooh, I didn't even notice that. Look at Amazon fall back in right now. Let's punch out a little piece of that right here as we're underneath VWAP. So again, the shorts continue here on Amazon.
Yeah, definitely the market's kind of coming in there. I'm watching Alphabet here. Had the short initially right here. Here's the thing. Speaking of random walks, I randomly walked into this trade here, getting in front of a train, pretty much, the train to the downside, and definitely got a little hit, unnecessary chop. And I'm like, okay, well, clearly, buddy, you're fighting the trend. You gotta get with the program here. It's not really holding up. It's relatively weak. Finally, we kind of switch sides in the middle there at 136, and I'm like, okay, well, clearly it's not the best price. Best prices, it would seem, are a little bit higher there as it keeps on making lower highs. So when it does come back in, we do get a little bit short here, but I got to do so much better there. Third time around, again, we were talking about confidence and like sizing yesterday. I think I can definitely be a little bit heavier to the side there when it's shown you multiple times that, okay, well, we might be selling incrementally at a lower high over and over again. But I'm not really looking at too much else there other than that. Covered most of that Google right there. It is making fresh lows on the day, so I am kind of just waiting and watching, being patient. It's a good thing I got out of my Apple long. I was like, okay, well, 180 bounce, but doesn't really follow through on the bounce there. What's up, Randy? Do we need to change the stuffed animals, or no? I think we're good. We did a little bit of bearish action. We did a little bit of bullish action, but mainly it would seem that the sells are a little heavy there. Yeah, sells coming in a little hot. You can see like over and over again. Oh, there we go. As I say that, Google makes some fresh lows. So yeah, pretty strong selling to the downside there on the day. Apple still is holding that 180, which is interesting. I am kind of going to continue watching that 180. We talked about this on the market recap just last night, that 180, a little bit of a bottom on the year. Every time, sure, you get a 1 point wash. It's Apple. It's a $180 ticker. Yeah, right, 1 point here and there. It's I think that's fair. I think that's fair game there. But yeah. That 180, you go back, you look left, pull up a 15-minute even, you put up an hour, you'll see that every time we've come into this 180, we've had some aggressive bidding, and of course we're kind of building into it, so I don't know what's going on there, but clearly when the bidder is gone, we might get a move, or maybe the bidder gets stronger, who knows? But I'm staying observant. I'm definitely going to be watching that tape in and around that 180, just like we were watching that tape on IBIT in and around that 35. We saw tens of thousands of shares just churning in and around that 35, and that was absolutely wild. I was like, okay, there's definitely a lot of interest here. I didn't know what to really make of it, but we had a pretty volatile move going kind of after that event there. So here comes Google, and clearly I don't have enough for the full move. I definitely got to get better at doing this. But and yeah, Berkshire coming in as well. Berkshire showing some weakness along the way.
Yeah, I
came all the way down to 411s.
Yeah, okay, good job there.
A little bit of a rebid.
Yeah, an interesting name that we don't normally trade there. So I mean, Berkshire almost like.
If it moves, I like it.
Yeah.
If it has volume, I like it.
That's what I was gonna say. Like,
earnings day 3, I think.
We gotta trade. Oh yeah, that's right. Because they report on Saturday.
Yeah.
The weekend. I like that. Okay, so. Yeah, man, the number one stock still stays here. And honestly, look at this Amazon, man, off 174. I mean, we wrote this one on the sticky note, and the 174 is pay dirt, baby, all day long right there. We did get stopped at once, got right back in a minute later and said, nah, we're using this right there. So that's one thing that I haven't been able to completely master was this stubbornness. Because it worked this time, we got back in, right? But like, if it continues to go up, then I just kind of lose again. And then it's like, all right, so I made money here, but then in like one move, I kind of give some, I probably would have given it all back, really, if it kept, not all this, but like, you know, all this work back by one bad decision. And I made the same decision, it just turned out fine. So it's one thing to be like, yeah, we're so smart to do this. I know why I did it. Again, you see this little mark down here? It's these volume spikes. It's just kind of like, if everybody's getting stopped at the same area, let's just see if it really does have momentum to continue. So I kind of give it like a little bit of a hard count, like just in my mind, I don't actually give it a hard count. I just kind of look at it and say, are we going? You know, are we going? What's the top? Do I want to do it? Okay. And then I put it in. And then you know where the stop is on this Amazon? Honestly, I mean, Obi, you don't have to look over here, but it's 174.11. is my stop right now on this Amazon trade. I'm short at 173.96. So gave myself 15 cents worth of room to start this. So, you know, it worked out. It wasn't going to be a day ruiner. That's what I'm saying. But, you know, you put on, even if you make $100 here and you even just put on like 200 shares or something, just because you lose 30 cents, you know, you're giving it back, and it adds up pretty quickly. A little disappointed with Walmart, not really moving along here right now. Hopefully we do come in just a little bit. And I'm just here to tell you, we did buy the Palantir, but if this breaks 30, we're gone. Gonzos. I'm trying this name. It's right into here again. You know, if I thought better about the long, which I don't right now, we're under 17.9, we're under 18. If we're under 17.9, we're under 18. So I'm pretty bullish, bearish, sorry. We had these guys on here. I elbowed off, and unfortunately we got Smiley Turtle, who's gone now. He's back over with Ramin.
Where'd the turtle go?
Because Ramin just takes everything from us. You know, she shows us the goods, and then, like, where we should, you know.
I liked the turtle.
It's our
It was
friend.
good. But you know what? You can't go wrong with the bull and the bear.
Right. So we went and we switched over. We got the bearish action here, and down goes the market. There it is. It's right there on the mic. I like that one. Was it sad and you just turned it to happy? Yeah. Oh, I wish it wasn't sad. Okay. There we go. So there goes Palantir. We are out of that. We'll slap a fail on the last piece of it. It's not a red stock. It's just, we tried it off that bottom, and we got out just as fast as we got in. So easy play there. We took it at 33s. We got out. We probably got a 29. I'll just give you the fill. We got 29s clean. So out 29s clean. That's pretty good. Happy with that fill. Sometimes, I was saying to you the other day, I slipped $1 on NVIDIA the other day, and that sucked because no matter how many hundreds of or whatever kind of shares you have, you never want to get slipped $1. Even if you have 10 shares, still sucks. So that happened to me on NVIDIA. So, all right, we'll regroup. I'll take a sip of the coffee. Thank you, Randy, and pass over to my good friend.
Yeah, NQ's kind of pushing for the lows there. Again, not low a day there. You can see we wicked, what is this? We wicked 17,880 roughly by a few points there. I think 17,875-ish is the low of the trading session right now. And yeah, we're kind of pushing into that 180s, coming right back in on Apple. I did cover everything on Google, but nothing yet on the Berkshire. But yeah, I'm just waiting, being a little patient there. Yeah, I definitely, again, reassessing some of the trades from today. Spent a little more mental capital than I'd really like. So again, with not too much of the day left, we only got about an hour and 20 minutes. I'm just trying to stay observant, see what the best opportunities are. And again, are they worth my time? Is it in the playbook, right? And that's how I can kind of assess if it's worth my time or not. I'm just like, is it part of my playbook? You're short Meta here?
Yeah, I just shorted Meta here.
Nice.
Trying to break
we're
lower,
coming in, man.
Yeah, keep going. I just
like that Apple flushing right in. Let's see if we can break day low there. Day low right now, right here is 180.13, I think. Right here, in and around that, give or take a few pennies, and we are coming right into that with the NQ and the ES flushing quite aggressively to the downside here. I do want to take a quick look at the weekly charts here on NQ and ES because I do like to do that from time to time. I'm just going to take this VWAP out of the way. Let's do this together here. All right, so let's pull up the weekly. Bing bang. Okay, so what have we been doing?
Did you just say bing bang?
Yeah.
Pretty hype.
Thanks. So we're kind of consolidating for the past 3 weeks. Pretty much the monthly is probably going to look pretty flat, pretty doji-like probably. That's what these four candles are kind of showing me here. You kind of add the four candles together, the weeklies, and then you can see the month. And yeah, take a look at that. A little bit of some action there. Okay, maybe not too much of a doji, but a lot of the action just within range there on the monthly. So we've been bidding up. We've only been bidding up for the past 4 weeks there, including this week. We did have that little bit of a 3-week flush, and I think everybody was like, all right, well, the top is in. Oh boy. Lesson learned there as the top gets blown off once again and we go through 18. Very, very strong on the year, it would seem. Again, 2023, we talk about this. 2023, very, very strong. We pull back for about 3 weeks, and then we continue. Next leg up through 18. Beautiful price action, well within trend. We've only been trending up since what is this, 08? The 08 debacle there, 09s, we've only been pretty much trending up.
08 debacle.
Yeah, it might have been, what was it? Yeah, it was a few players, but I think Lehman Brothers might have been involved.
We had Bear Stearns.
Yeah. Some big boys. Yeah, beautiful movie. But yeah, so that's kind of the look. I just had to look back at it and see what we're doing on the year there. But yeah, so a little bit of a pullback off of these highs, it would seem, as of right now. But we're looking pretty decent on the monthly as well. So let's see how this week kind of forms. Still got a lot of time for this year to print, right, Sean? So I think this year is going to be
time left for this year there, Obi.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting year for sure. Things are, again,
I know the
BTC at its highs.
there, but
Yeah.
BTC at its highs.
BTC near its highs, of course.
Near its highs,
We saw 64 today. The top is 69 to the dot on certain exchanges. But yeah, definitely one to watch out for. If that top breaks, oh boy.
Oh boy.
We'll be, are
Where do
we
we
in
go? Where do
squeeze
we go?
mode? I don't know. I have no
Exactly.
idea.
Nobody knows.
Here's the thing, I have no experience to make any
here.
any
And
distinctive
by the
comments
way,
on that.
We have another chicken dinner winner. What'd you have for lunch, by the way?
Sandwich.
I know. What was in the sandwich?
Chicken sandwich.
Chicken?
Yeah. Oh, actually, no, I lied.
what did
That
you
was
say?
that was the day before.
chicken
It
dinner
was
winner.
pizza. I had a slice of pizza today. Yeah, no, it's all a blur. I just
Oh, it was
eat
an
and
hour
get back
ago.
to my desk.
Okay. Yeah. No. It's all good. It's all good. Any chance there was chicken on your pizza?
No, it was veggie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the veggie pizza.
Yeah.
Well, there it is right
Could've
now.
used some chicken for sure.
40-cent winner there on Meta. All right. We're only out of a third. I'm putting a bid down here at 43. Let's go. Let's get to the bottom of this, man. Let's get down to business. I think that's a Tiesto song. It's let's get down to business or something like that.
I think I might have heard of it before. I know who
my
Tiesto
daughter's-
is. I haven't
It's like
really.
my daughter's hype song in the car. So as she's going to the game, she's like, getting ready to go.
True.
We have a game tonight. We'll wrap it up with the market recap show. And
Oh, yeah.
Obi was on there yesterday, so that was one of our greatest shows of all time as well. And then we have tonight we will have Chris Brecher coming through. I'm going to ask him about some of his trades. He's already sent me numerous messages because he can't believe when we called the bottom in Pan W at 235 with him live on the show. And then again, he can't believe that we got Pan W down there at 265. And he's going to come on here today. I'm going to get him to give us some trades as well. So Chris Brecher on tonight. That should be a lot of fun, as it always is on tonight's recap show. All right, so Meta didn't go green. Yeah, no, Meta's not green yet. It's red on the day, but Meta was a nice upside move up to 490. The thing about this is, so I wonder about this move down. We talked about a potential, and again, it was actually, there was a story. It was a Chinese analyst. I think it was the same one that was calling the Apple slowdown in the iPhones in China, I believe, anyways, talking about a little bit of a demand issue potentially for the Vision Pro. And I wonder if that's something else for Meta, because we know that they've spent some money in the Oculus area, and obviously that they had their year of efficiency. We don't hear too much about what was their division called? Reality Labs.
Okay.
Where they've lost. There was that one quarter where he just came out and was like, oh yeah, we lost 10 billion on Reality Labs. It was like, what? And we have like nothing to show for it except for this game that Sean keeps talking about where you walk out on a ledge and then scare yourself. Have you ever put on an Oculus before, by the way?
Not an Oculus, but I have. So I've been to those
VR.
the VR arcades.
those are-
So they have again PC gaming OP, but they have HTC Vives connected to some really nice PCs, and then you get it's awesome. I think that experience. I had a similar experience where I was just like one of the games or the experiences is like you're in a city. and you're on a sidewalk, so you walk. So there's an elevator at the side of the building. So you push the elevator door. Okay, the same one.
Yeah,
and then you go up, and there's a plank.
Yes, this
there's
is what
a
we
plank.
talked about. Yeah, we talked about this on the podcast.
That was wild.
I said I would bring it in. I should do that still. I don't know why I'm not.
Did your knees start shaking? Because
can't do
mine
it.
did. I walked out onto the plank. I know in my head. I know this is all just like it's in my head. It's all in mental. But like it's interesting to see how the body kind of reacts.
Yeah, my body doesn't react at all.
Physical reaction to the sensory input that you're getting. It's absolutely wild because consciously you're inside a room, you have a floor, but you're on this plank on the highest floor of the building, and you're looking down. There's like vehicles going. My knees started shaking, and I started laughing. I'm like, what is going on here? My body's having a full-on like reaction. I'm like, I didn't know I was scared of heights. And then you can fly in that game too, right? Once you start flying, it gets much better.
I'm not at the
It gets
flying
much
level.
easier. Yeah, I think you fly around and you put out fires and stuff. Like
really?
you have like fire hoses in your hand. You can point them to the ground to like fly,
So
and then
there's
you
more
can
to
kind of
this.
like, oh yeah, it's fun.
All right,
Fun for
okay,
sure.
maybe we can get involved with that then because, as far as flying around in that thing, no, I can't. 1 or 2 steps out is the end of it for me. But we were talking about this because my kids just go out there and pretend to be swimming on the thing. It's like, it's no problem at all.
Yeah.
For me, it's like, no way. I even find that as I get older, roller coasters that I used to love, we've been to Wonderland a couple times. I'm just like, oh man, afterwards, I'm like, I don't know. Anyways, you're young. Worry about that later. Okay, so as we've been talking, we wrote down today, and again, we're just, we're going to be here until into Power Hour. We'll give you guys, I have 5 trades on right now. We wrote down here on our sticky note today that we thought the market was feeling weak. We talked about that. I don't have any longs today at all. We just had Palantir that came in and came out. The only long that we wrote down was the early one there on Tesla, which I feel like, I don't have to feel like it. I know we were right about it. It's just that little move down there. And see, remember we talked about Amazon that capitulated wick to the top side? There's one to the bottom side. The volume wasn't as impressive there, but still, nice move to the upside. So that was a long that we had. And then, of course, we had Bitcoin longs, which is working out. So we did have a couple longs in there. And then that's it. Actually, Coinbase, we had Coinbase, but that's the same kind of thing. ARM, you know what? Here, let's revisit ARM a little bit here, Obi. I know this is another name that you like as well.
It's curling.
It's still doing the same kind of dance here where it gives us some tops and just a matter of, do you trust it at some point? So that 136, if we can get up there for ARM, I always think that I want to be short because I never know when this flush is going to be coming in. We all know what the story is with ARM, and that is the 180-day lockup is March 12th, and that's going to be with SoftBank. So I don't know. We said we'd try to find this out. Maybe Adara, Adara's always busy. I don't want to give her more work, but I wonder how many shares come out of lockup from SoftBank and ARM. I don't know if it really matters, to be honest with you, because
Number of shares?
Yeah.
I heard it's like, I don't know what the specific number, like 90% is the number that's kind of out there right now.
Yeah, only 10% of the float is available. What I'm trying to get at is, after 180 days, they're not going to be able to dump the other 90%. That's
they can't insta dump all of it. It's
Well,
going to
that
go to
would
zero.
be
It might go to
ridiculous
zero.
if
It might
they
go,
did that.
exactly.
Right, you think
Like-
Coinbase had shutdowns. Okay, first of all, here we go. Meta is really tanking. And by the way, for those of you that are like, nah, this guy can't just always be spinning dollar clubs because they can't be real. There's no way that we're sitting here just giving dollars after dollars like it's falling out of the sky. Well, I wish it was that easy, Obi. But here is one right here. This is Meta. It is printing $1. And if you want it, then it is another one. And, Kathy Wood might not like it when these tech names go to the downside. But for right now, Meta is coming down. And there it is right there. It is $1 in the money. And we just put it on a couple 10 minutes ago. So that was fun. We talked a little bit there, and we make a little bit of money on the side. So this is why I love this job and why hopefully I'm never going anywhere until they have to carry me out of here, which might be hard to do. So
Yeah, again, people in the chat, I'm reading the chat here. People in the chat, we're talking about NVIDIA coming into the ground. So I did pull it up. NVIDIA is pushing to the lows. Again, the market is kind of coming in, testing its lows, NQ testing near its lows there. Let's see what we do. Again, with the limited information that's been printed on the chart here, 17.9 roughly, give or take 20, 30 points, has been a place where price just goes there, kind of bids right back up, bids right back up. So on the third or fourth time around, it would seem, let's see what it does here. I have no idea, but it would seem that we're just holding on right now onto this 17.9. Where we go, who knows? But I am watching that Apple. Apple kind of holding a higher low relative to what we did before. So maybe potentially coming into that 181. We did get out of that Google short there as it did kind of come back up. It's starting to not really show some selling. So I was like, all right, well, let me just piece out of that one. We can definitely reassess a little bit later on the Apple there. And yeah, let me know in the chat what you guys are trading there. I'm not really involved with NVIDIA today. NVIDIA, again, keeps, it seems like this is the gift that keeps on giving, as it has these crazy, nice, volatile moves and reversions here pretty much every day there. Take a look. Yeah, before I say anything else, we're going to pass it over to the desk with Adara.
Yeah, so I did find some context on this ARM situation with regards to the lockup. So I did find this Barron's article explaining it pretty well, just saying that about 95 million of the just over 1 billion total shares of ARM are currently publicly trading. Basically what I'm seeing here as well, from a different article as well here from the Motley Fool, saying that basically once the lockup period ends, the remaining roughly 90.5% shares that SoftBank holds are eligible to be traded. So it doesn't say necessarily how many of those shares will be traded. There's no obligation on that. It just means that the shares can be traded at that point. Also, according to that article from Barron's here, the CFO of SoftBank said during its earnings call that he's not really sure what they're going to do with the SoftBank or with the ARM shares. They're saying they have confidence in ARM's growth potential, but they're also willing to use ARM assets in different ways, including for margin loans. So really, it seems like a lot of this is in SoftBank's hands, and they're not really sure what they're going to do with those shares yet, but they do become eligible to be traded after the locked up period ends on March 12th. I hope that makes some sense and contextualizes that a little bit, guys.
Yeah, thank you, Adara. So right now we have the float as 94 million. But yeah, I was just telling Obi there, you know, we have a market cap right now of $138 billion. NVIDIA tried to buy these guys for $40 billion a couple years ago. So SoftBank said no to that. So for me, and I was just telling Obi, I feel like, you know, SoftBank got absolutely destroyed on WeWork. And this is their chance to sort of say, look at us now. So I feel like there is going to be quite the sell come then. But again, the thing about the stock market is, and I sit here laughing because I've been sitting at this desk basically, not this desk, but doing this kind of stuff now for 20-something years. Right. The number after the 20 isn't really that relevant at this point, you know. But it was, that's 22, I think, maybe 23. I have to look into that. It was that the trading is a very difficult game, that sometimes when you think something is so easy, Obi, the complete opposite will happen.
Yeah.
So like SoftBank could kind of go like this. Okay, today was the day they were supposed to be selling, but instead we're buying back and we're going to take back, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if they're allowed to exactly,
and like,
I mean.
The way it's set up, it like, because they own so much of it, like, I'm trying to think of like maybe the mechanics of it. The flow is cornered pretty much in a sense. Right?
Well, I mean, if they start driving it up.
We see this happen on small caps all the time. Somebody like just buys up a bunch of the float. They're holding a significant portion of the float. Maybe you have new participants that come in. People get short. People get long.
Right.
You hold on to that. You know, and it might be a little cornered.
That's what I mean. It's like just because we have these great ideas, like how easy that short's going to be on that day. The problem is they don't have. It
you
just
never
becomes
know.
eligible
Yeah, exactly.
to sell. It's in their best interest to keep this thing as low float as possible, possibly, and then sell into rips.
Gets to 1,000, they sell everything. It goes to 200, they're fine.
Exactly.
You know,
market's not rigged though, so don't worry about it. Okay, so that would be that. And all right, IBIT. Just I'm still tracking Bitcoin. All right, we only have 20% left of this trade. To be honest with you, we got a lot out here for 65 cents. So we hit the 50-period moving average and right into past support and resistance right into here. So that to me looks like about, I mean, we're at there right now. That's about 61,000 right now on BTC. So here's the chart of Bitcoin. We look at this, I use Binance chart. So everything would have been a little bit different depending on who you chart with and whatnot, what those highs might have been. But there's 64,000 hitting at noon. And then there's that bottom of 58.7 coming in right there. So yeah, a few differences there in price probably between whoever you're with, but huge move up to 64, huge flush down to 58.7, and right now, as we said, we're sort of barcoding a little bit there. What a great opportunity that was. That's probably specific to Binance.
Something's happening with UNH right now.
UNH right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but it just
Tank?
no, it just slapped up really hard.
Okay, because there was that report yesterday, and obviously we have ADR over there
Yeah,
about the, here, do you have it up?
I have the ticker up, yeah.
I'll get it. What? No, it's just flushing down, man. This was 517 yesterday. Oh, no. Okay, no, it
relative
actually was,
to what, yeah.
Yeah, it was way worse. Oh, look at this.
Yeah.
This move happened.
It just snapped.
Yeah, what? Wow.
'Cause I'm watching it right here. You can see it here. That's a little unnatural. I don't
Yeah,
know.
sorry, this is the move that happened earlier. I thought when we were looking at it this morning that this was still above 500, but it was not. It was down here. Okay, so yeah, nice little move up there for UNH. I'm not getting anything in my ear, but if there is anything that comes across, good call out there, OB, for UNH starting to go, man, 495 and change. So you got that off the scanner? So
No, I had it up because it was one of my names on the day today because of what it did yesterday. Again, I was looking for the continuation short through 500, but again, we kind of talk about maybe tinfoil hat, maybe true, I don't know, but some of the best prices kind of get dealt with, not necessarily in the live market, and that's just my current I guess opinion or whatever it is.
That's your current vibe.
Yeah, it's the current vibe. 500 though comes in right in the pre-market, hard flush down into these 484s. But yeah, a little bit of a consolidation sideways. All of a sudden, you can see that volume kind of coming in with that pop. So it is kind of, we did have a little bit of a snap up, and it did catch my eye. But I don't see anything too crazy right now in terms of news. But yeah, the ticker is moving as of right now. Again, we've come a far way. We were trading at 525s yesterday, comes into 484s. Hasn't really reverted any piece of the move there, but we are getting a nice chunk of reversion here, maybe a 25% reversion. Hasn't really done 50% just yet, but I'll be watching that 500. Again, a little bit of a psychological level as well, that 500 area. That's why I was interested in it, and we're only about 5 points away from that 500, so that's why I kind of have it on watch, just in case it does something crazy, and it seems like it might be doing something right now.
Just real quick, Meta just took out 485, so we got out of that one and actually wind up fine on it. But again, huge downside move there. It's a good thing we took that profit when you guys saw that. And then we'll short it again on a nice little pop back to the upside here for Meta. So we'll take it for 30 cents. So we have a question here from somebody in the chat, from Alan Smith. When can you submit questions for the podcast? So the idea for the podcast, if you have any questions, go over, and maybe Bears vs. Bulls, you can put the link in the podcast or someone can send it to me. Just submit questions right now. So go over to the last podcast and submit your questions. And thank you. So if you scan that QR code right there, Alan, on the screen at the very bottom, scan that QR code. It will take you directly to the podcast. And then on any platform, you can leave a question. And Brendan, myself, and Adara will review the questions, and we would love to do them live on the show. So, perfect. Great question, and thank you for asking it right there, live on the show. Thank you so much for asking that. Okay, so that's where you do. Find the podcast, man, every Saturday morning. It's a good read there. A good watch. I did want to read over some of the earnings. Do you have a trade on right now you want to discuss, or
I just have the Berkshire. I did cover pretty much all of it there, just holding a piece for the dream there. But yeah, I think the move was down. It kind of flushed pretty hard here. I can pull up the chart here, and here, let me just pull it up. I can talk about it real quick. It just oh, wrong market. And why? There we go. All right, so if the chart will pull up right now. Okay, there it is. It should be coming in real soon. Boom. Okay, so we're already facing some wicks here. But yeah, no, I did try it a little bit earlier, in and around just underneath that 413. Doesn't really come in. Pops into 415s. Can't really get too far past that 415. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's see how far this can go. Exercise that same idea once again. And yeah, it does, this flush right here, this is what I'm talking about. So let me just edit this candle out real quick. That low is not really where the candle shows it right there, so we'll just make that 413. Okay, cool. So right here, this strong flush, and then you kind of push back into VWAP there. I think this was maybe a little bit better place for me, in my opinion, to kind of get out. That flush was a little aggressive along with the rest of the market, and it is technically a higher low relative to this pullback that we had in the morning session as well. So after kind of seeing it push back into VWAP and then coming back in, I was like, all right, well, 412s, like I said before, like I'll take what she'll give me, and Mother Market definitely a little giving here on the Berkshire off of that 415, and I'm not gonna again look a gift horse in the mouth. So I did cover most, if not all of it there, just holding a breadcrumb for the dream, just for the idea, just to see how well it kind of might work there. But again, like I said last night, these are kind of tickers I haven't necessarily dabbled in as much. A little spready, might be a little higher priced as well, but I'm trying to get comfortable with it. Again, within a risk limit, of course, right? That's pretty much the game. We got to work within our risk limit, and it seems like it's not too bad so far, but we'll see. I don't know. I've only traded a few times.
So I only have, just for everybody, man, I only have like 5% left on Alibaba. So Patrick, I will talk about that in just a quick second. I want to just quickly look at who's reporting tonight, right? So this is for today. We have Salesforce, the big guys coming through, man. This is a $300 billion company. This could be, I mean, you know, the next one. I don't know if there is going to be a next one, but I really like Salesforce coming through. We'll look at these charts in a second. Snowflake, I mean, we saw what Palantir did. Again, just a $75 billion market cap. And yeah, okay, let's just wanted to look to see what these expected moves were. So Snowflake, 10%, Salesforce, 7 and change. And then just quickly, we have the other guy coming right now with crypto. We have Mara tonight. So Mara right there, 18% expected move. But we have a much better looking board than that. So let's show up the earnings board. This is the Trader TV Live earnings board. That's the music that happens if you go to the theaters. You see we have AMC theaters on there. Yep. So we have AMC theaters coming through. Okta, I really like Okta again. Some of these names, you know, chip names, things like that. So we'll wait. Pure Storage, again, another big data name there.
Burke for tomorrow.
Where's that?
Oh, Birkenstock? Yeah, they IPO'd recently,
right? Oh, for tomorrow morning.
So is this one of their first earnings?
I think this might be their second. They blew it out. Their first report was great, I believe, for Birkenstock there.
Best Buy as well, looking
funny.
Pretty
you're trading Berkshire and then you bring up Burke.
That's yeah. I mean, this first thing that caught my eye, I'm like, didn't those guys IPO recently? I wonder how they're doing. Some fresh volume, right? It doesn't necessarily have long-standing players in there. But no, it definitely interesting to watch. I think Birkenstock definitely going to be on my list for tomorrow. And yeah, obviously some other interesting names as well. Best Buy, again, great business there.
By the way, Meta
reporting tomorrow. Let's see what they have in store.
Well, Best Buy's tomorrow.
Yeah, Best Buy in the morning tomorrow.
I thought we were looking, let's just have a quick look at Best Buy, because we were looking at Best Buy before, and I thought it was like doing quite well, but I think it was like doing the opposite. I mean, everything's bounced off of those lows right there. Okay, no, I mean, it's had a nice move up here recently. Obviously, we had good reports. Well, I mean, some of the retail reports have been relatively mixed, but we'll be able to wait to see here as Best Buy. Yeah, I remember this name over $100, so we're nowhere really near some of these highs. Yeah, okay, it goes way back. So yeah, so Best Buy again down into the 60s. We'll see, not a big short flow, but it was actually really surprising that Best Buy pays a dividend as well, actually. Okay, so we got blown out of Meta there as it took out 85, but then we did re-short it again into 50s. Now it's a nice move down. We just get a 75 fill. We'll see if it wants to spit a little bit lower right now. As the market's giving up some juice, again, to trade the market is a completely different beast. You just wicked through VWAP and pulled right back in again. So maybe we do test these bottoms. I like this VWAP retracement bottom. VWAP retracement, you know, let's see if we get back into this area here. I feel like there is a little bit of a dip opportunity coming through. And guess what? We don't have a graphic for this, but Fabian, maybe we could get one. I don't know if you're doing anything right now, but what about one? Actually, I don't have anything. Let's just do this. I was going to say, what about one for Power Hour? Like at 3 o'clock, it's like not like this, but like you're now entering Power Hour. Yeah.
Oh, that would be cool.
Yeah, coils coming up and zapping something. Just
Hour.
there it is. Meta right now is a Dollar Club member, and we'll see if it goes down lower. Here comes Meta. We're really starting to push in here. Nice move back. We have $1 on Amazon. Patrick, for you. Again, we got out of a lot of BABA here at 75. It was just a VWAP retracement play. We had talked about the short all day. I really like it. It's down 4%. So if you want to hold on to this and you think the market's going lower, I mean, BABA could be the one. So it could be the one for you. We'll wait to see if that goes any lower, though. Meta right now is really starting to go. We got to get something out. You're down at 484, man. Let's cover some Meta and put $1.25 in our pocket right here for META. Meta. I did not get filled. Darn it. I have to put a more aggressive fill there for Meta. All right, Obi, you are just chilling with your Berkshire?
No, I got some Google as well just now, kind of coming right back in. It was looking similar to that Amazon idea that you had. Kind of comes into a place where we've been selling pretty much for the most of the day, and a little bit more of the same, it would seem. There in and around this 136. But again, with only about 50 minutes left, nothing too crazy here. Sure, it is power hour, but I'm not really seeing the kind of volume that I like to see there. Nothing too crazy happening. Yeah, the Berkshire seems to be selling off a little bit more there. Let's see if it can get past those lows from before. What was that low? Let me just take a quick look. The low was 411.36 on that dip below, and let's see how far we can get. We're pretty much right there. It is a spready ticker, about 10 to 15, 20 pennies at a time. It's interesting to watch the spread open up and close in and how that kind of works with the price action. Very interesting stuff indeed. And something I'm just kind of learning as well along the way. So it's definitely some beautiful price action in my opinion. And I'm kind of sad I'm not really recording the tape on this one, but again, definitely going to be recording some more spready and higher price stocks there. I was looking at what's it, AutoZone, AZO. It was like a $2,000 ticker or something like that. Absolutely crazy.
Have to split, man.
I'm like, yeah, they have to split, but like, if you have a wide enough risk, you can still work with it, right? It still makes sense.
Yeah, you
to
like
kind of
doing
trade.
that kind of stuff? I know you're just talking about it right there. I know the 20 cents maybe is reasonable.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's like if you have the risk for it, you can.
Right.
It's just the game. Can you allocate a certain percentage of risk and give it the size that risk kind of dictates, right? But yeah, no, I was like, oh yeah, you got to give me at least 100-point risk to hit it a couple times. And I think it might be a little forgiving if that's
it's like what you said about everything just being a trade. You know,
it's just a trade.
We say that it's like we never trade Berkshire on the show, and then you're in here trading it, and you're using very similar principles to perhaps how you would trade an Amazon or a Google or whatever. And then you look at different names, and you have different ideas for different names, and that's honestly what it's all about. And that's why we always say, like, trade your own book, do your own thing all of the time, because the minute you start following somebody else, there's one thing about following somebody else. There's another thing about, and this is what we do here at Trader TV Live, is I'm giving you not just like, first of all, I'm in 5 or 6 positions, but like why we talk about this Amazon level, we talked about it, why we liked 174. So I'm here to trade 174. If you're gonna have 100 fills like I do on this, then that is gonna be like what I do. But otherwise, the probably much more successful trade is to hold. Look at this, all the way down to 173 right now. So this name has been huge. We have the top of the day and the bottom of the day, but all these kind of useless fills when you look back at it in the middle. Makes me more comfortable. I can sleep at night when I make these kind of trades. But at the same time, if your style is, and I know that some of you on this chat right here are like this, if your style is to hold all day, and again, we talk about real traders. You know, who we work for. There are so many different styles of trading here, man. We talk about the little scalps. We have Neil here all the time. We talk about holding bigger positions like this, different share sizes, Bitcoin trading. Anyways, lots of different styles.
Different tools for the toolbox. That's kind of how I see it. It's just like, because you see all these different styles, right? You're like, all right, what can I learn from this trader who clearly trades very differently and is successful at it at multiple times over and over again, has shown consistency. All right, what can I derive out of that and really add to my style? But it's just like, okay, it's another tool for the toolbox. It's another arrow for the quiver, however you want to put it. But yeah, definitely a lot of different playbook strategies that you can use on all different kinds of price action, right? And it's like which ones. I was saying this earlier. It's like, okay, well, if in the toolbox, it's not a Phillips head that you're trying to unscrew, and you're using something else. You're using like a hex key or something, trying to open this Phillips head screw. It's the wrong tool, dude. Like, it's not gonna work well. Sure, you might be able to get it open here and there using a little bit of a strong arm, but yeah, I don't necessarily want to be playing that game. But that's how I kind of see it there. And again, it's a work in progress. Yeah, Jackknife saying another key on the chain. Exactly. What, like, you can use many different analogies there, but you guys get the gist of that. Definitely 100 different ways to skin a cat, like you said earlier.
And many different styles, many different things to trade too. If you are located anywhere,
you got to keep that snap-on toolbox. You know.
Yeah.
You know those big ones.
Just in the toolbox. The other day, I had to replace the fan in one of the bathrooms. So I was able to, I figured that all out and did that. I was pretty proud of that. But yeah, okay. So, all right. Oh, I was going to say, no matter where you are, we were just talking about trading different styles. Yeah. Real trading, we have over 50 markets worldwide. And of course, if you're in Europe, it's perfect for you. We were just talking about that before. We have many different accounts open in different offices worldwide. Here we go. Here are the numbers. Over 50 plus markets, over 3,000 traders, over $3 billion worth of trades, and over 400 million shares a day right now. Trade smart. I mean, you know, not hard. Yeah, you don't have to trade too hard, but, you know, put that work in, because the one thing that makes a successful trader is that work. And that's why we keep saying every single time it's traders stay late, it's because the only guy around here is Obi. And so definitely Obi putting in the work, and I'm sure that all of you can really see the difference if you've been here for a year or so. I feel like you've been on the show for maybe more than a year.
I don't know. I'll have to check.
We'll have to go back and check.
I have no idea
how that is.
It might be coming up to it. I don't think it has been totally 1 year yet, but
part of that is a lot of hard work and discipline. So obviously people can see that. So
it's funny that you mentioned that. I was I told you I'm reading the Market Wizards book.
Right.
It's my first time kind of going through them. I'm on the second one right now, and he was talking about how I always forget all their names. There's so many different anecdotes. I got to go in and be like, okay, this story belongs to this person. But the gist of the message was this guy. He had a really profitable trading strategy. He wanted to start up his own trading floor, pretty much. So he trained. So he was very profitable. He trained like 35 people over the years, and he spent a lot of money, and all different, like a diverse collection of people, like a nice sample size. And he was like, out of those 30 people, pretty much 5 were profitable. Yep. And the one consistent thing that he found was not about smarts, was not about anything else. It was about emotional discipline that really separated those traders. So it's like that's a huge message that I got. Like, I find myself getting emotional, not being able to really discipline myself and really getting into my feels at times. And I'm like, okay, well, clearly you're reading these books and it's showing you that players don't last. If you can't control those emotions, it's not going to work, right? And that's not me saying that. These are bigger players that have come before me, and they're like, okay, well, this is a consistent thing over and over again. I keep reading about it's that emotional discipline, that emotional control, and yeah, being human. That can be a tough thing to do, and that's something I'm trying to get better at as well. Because clearly, if you want to be in the game long enough, you got to be able to control those emotions and control the mental. I'm definitely not where I want to be. Definitely have a lot of room to improve on that set there. So I think that was a big message. Again, I literally read about it last night, and I was like, that's kind of what we're talking about here: longevity and staying alive, pretty much. What's happening there?
Shout out to John Travolta. Did you say staying alive and all that kind of stuff? Some nice little dancing action going on here. All right, there it is. We go long and we'll take it right now. And it is,
Another one.
we'll give you Tesla right now. It's not huge. We'll wait. We just took 25 cents. We'll see if it wants to go back up to the upside right now for Tesla. It just fell back into 201. I don't know. We were going to get out at 201 break, so we'll take a little piece here. As there it goes. Now we're 40 cents in the money. So hopefully this continues to go back up to the upside. We finally will seek a little bit of revenge on Tesla there. Hardly what we're looking for, though. 202.50, 202.40. I mean, the 50 period is at 202. How many shares do we have? Okay. We could take some pieces out here around... I don't know. I don't know if it's going to go. Let's just hold on and see if it's going to go, right? How about that? Let's go for 202.25 on Tesla in case we do get a bump back up, right? 202.25 and change. We'll see if we get anything down there for Tesla. We did get out of some Meta down there. We only have one piece left, 20% left on Meta as that continues to sing a little bit for us. Walmart not doing too much. Come on, Tesla. Let's go, man. Get in that damn roadster and take off here. Let's see if we can get some nice upside moves here happening for us into Power Hour with these trades. So Tesla getting juiced up right now, man. Down to 201.40. Let's see if we can continue to go higher. 201.50. That's where sort of the 200 period is, or sorry, the 50 period is right here. You know, there it is. So we sort of respected that 50 period. It dips right back into it. We'll try the long off here. 201 looks like it could hold, right? So that's more what we're waiting for is that little of take. There it is right now. It's 50 cents in the money. And as we say, trade the way you guys want to trade because Tesla here, I feel like it could be a monster move to the upside, but I still am pretty bearish on the day as we still continue to hold these shorts. So let's go over to ADR at the desk.
Trading can be a whole lot simpler with the right tools. That's why we recommend you check out the Simpler Central Live Trading Room. For a limited time, you can get a 60-day membership for just $1 when you join today.
Yeah, thank you, Adara. Okay, so I'm still kind of in this Google short. I was going to say Amazon, but in this Google short here, in and around this 136. Again, with only about about 40 minutes left to the close there. I am watching. I'm being patient. Not really. I think things have done the moves for the most part. So I am just a bystander, kind of just watching a lot of this price action, getting my seat time in, a little bit interesting tape action here on Berkshire, of course, something I'm trying to learn. But yeah, Alphabet holding underneath VWAP like a champ, it would seem, over and over again on the day. And then here comes the NQs kind of bidding up off of that 17.9. Let's see what we do with this 136. But you know what we'll do right now? I just want to take a quick pulse of do a quick market check there. So let's go through. Excuse me. Let's go through some of the tickers, the top constituents, some of the tech names, and see what they've done on the day. See what they've been up to. You know what? Let me do a 5-minute chart. I like that a little bit better there. It can give us a little bit more depth in the chart for now. But okay, so UNH, not really one that I want right now. But again, one of market leaders for sure in the healthcare sector. But okay, let's start off with Apple. Apple kind of sideways on top of that 180, holding that 180. It would seem still that little insta lick grab or whatever you want to call it, insta bid off of that 180 that happened yesterday. Like I said before, you go back and you check out that 1 second chart here on Apple, and you'll see what I mean when I say it was pretty much instantly grabbed into that off that 180, and then we just slapped up real hard again off of a catalyst, of course. So that's what Apple has been doing over the past couple of days there. So let's take out Softy. Now again, here's the thing: Apple is no longer the leader of the markets. Softy is the top constituent in the NQ, and I think here I do have it updated. So let's take a quick look at the top constituents here before we continue, so we make sure we're kind of going through the right names in that order. I was like, yeah, wait, why are you looking at Apple first? You should be looking at Softy based off of how the NQ's kind of set up right now. So okay, boom, right here. Softy, top 10 right here. Let's run through the top 10. Softy, Apple, NVIDIA, number 3, Amazon, Meta, Broadcom, AVGO, hello, Tesla's up there, Costco's up there, and take a look at Google. Google's kind of fallen back a little bit, even with its Class A and C shares there. what is it, 2.3, 2.2, so a total of 2.5 roughly, 2.6, that is 2.3, 2.29, so roughly a 2.6 weighting. It has kind of lost a little bit of its positioning there in the NQ, and the order has been shuffled around a little bit there. So we go Softy, Apple, Nvidia, Amazon, Meta. So let's take a quick look at those. So Softy, very strong push right off the open. I was watching that, but kind of gets flushed right in pretty hard there. You know what? Before I continue talking, I just want to.
Yeah, you can do whatever you had to do.
I want to that, and I just want to get out of this Google position right there. I just saw like a flurry on the side of my screen. I just don't want to be in there anymore. But okay, so Softy consolidating sideways, 407. It would seem nothing too much there. Nvidia, of course, we talked about Nvidia earlier. Nvidia, nice strength off of this 775-ish area here. Interesting kind of flush in the pre-market, tests yesterday's low, and then comes in off the open, tests yesterday's low again. We already printed in the pre-market, so it's not necessarily fresh levels on the day, but we do kind of grab that level before getting a rip right back up into this higher prices that we did print yesterday, pretty much sideways on the day on Nvidia. Let's take a look at our friend Amazon. Amazon sideways, nothing too crazy there, but I know somebody's been cutting it up, chopping it up in the range quite beautifully there on Amazon. Shout out to Sean there. Goes sideways, but you get in with the sellers and you get involved with the buyers, and it's just you know, you're just farming the range. That's how I like to look at it. You're farming the range there. It's just buying, selling, buying, selling, buying. It is a nice sideways range, pretty consolidative there. And shout out to Sean for really chopping it up on the day today. Amazon, what's next? Meta, hello. Meta kind of coming in today with that strength right off the open. That was pretty wild there. Breaks yesterday's kind of double toppy high. You can see we sold off quite aggressively. We rip right back up into the close, consolidate, and close pretty much in and around there. Come in, open lower, blast up to the upside, break that high on the week as well, the weekly high. This is Monday, this is Tuesday. We break the week high, looking like a little bit of a wiki action on the weekly there, but let's see how well this support, the support on the day, this bid kind of holds up going forward into the week. And yeah, we got Broadcom, a name I don't really look at too often or don't really trade too often. But again, clearly it's a 1.2K, 1.3K ticker. Like I said before, the trade is still there. I think risk allocation is the issue there, right? So that's a quick rundown of like the top 6 names there. What's going on, Sean?
Well, we just took a piece out at 202 there on Tesla. We've been bouncing around a little bit, so we'll take 55 cents or a little bit more than that on that position, and then wait to see if it goes back up to the upside. We're out of half of our position on Tesla right there. Oh yeah, and then we got out of Meta, sort of as you were talking about it. Actually, just came in now. We had been getting out. I wonder if we're gonna. So we kind of failed. We talked about touching VWAP and then trying to make that new bottom. Well, we got close enough, not that close. So now I'm thinking that, at least one more test up there, which is why we're trying to scalp out now. And then if we're right, we could have a monster move. So we'll take the end out now on Meta and go see what ADR is up to.
Yeah, interesting story here on Shift 4 Payments. FOUR, this one hitting new 52-week highs around, as you can see, we got this big spike here around 2 p.m. Reuters reporting that Fiserv and Amadeus are vying to take over FOUR. Again, no news on that, just some rumors and reports here, but new 52-week highs and pretty strong volume heading into the close for FOUR, guys.
So the new short, thank you for that one. We heard that a little bit earlier, but that's a good report there on new highs for FOUR. All right, so we did take another position here short. It's the start of one. We like a little bit more shares, obviously, if we get closer to 177, but we're here to hold it. We'll see if it goes down a little bit more. I was just bidding 45s there. We're getting pretty close to getting that fill, just to take a dime on the first piece, and then we'll see what happens. But right now, AMD against those highs. Like I said, we're kind of going back and forth here. The net is increasing, so everything is fine. But we only have 10% left of this Amazon. I feel like, this name's been well taken care of. Obi just sort of reviewed that a little bit. We're getting less and less of we got out here. Good trades on Walmart right there. We sort of talked about it with Alibaba. That's still near the day's low. I mean, this has been already sort of taken care of as well. So the only trades that I'm kind of rocking with right now is a Tesla long, which we're already at a half. And then the newest position that we'd like to see make a move is AMD. And I think AMD can go without the market. AMD's down 0.8. We can just check in on its big brother and see what's going on over there because not much right now. So NVIDIA not doing much and trying to bounce off 780 or has bounced off 780. So, all right, so not much happening with NVIDIA. We'll pick our poison over here and sit with AMD. Why? Because we have that 177 top. So I feel like that's already come into play in the pre-market. They said no. They said no to it right here at 11:30, and then again right now at 2:15. So we'll see if it comes back up there. We'll try that one more time. It just does remind me a lot of Amazon with this top. We just ignored it until now. Ignore it no more. We do with AMD, and we get into that position. Tesla, look, man, still doing absolutely nothing. Yeah. It's been 5 minutes up here at 2:02. So. Again, debating taking another piece out. But if it tanks back in, and again, we use the word tank wrong there. If this comes back into 201, I feel like we can still buy a little bit more. My stop on this trade was a break of 201. So that's why we're long at 201.43. We do have a bigger bid a little bit lower than that. So we'll see if we get some more into 201. But again, out of half, this trade could still be a loser. Let's see if it wants to go. We're trying to be here for that. Let's see if it goes. We're going to average into AMD. Here it goes. Tesla back up to 205. Maybe it would be nice to end the day with a nice little rip here.
Yeah, I'm just adding some wicks here. I don't know why this Google chart keeps on wicking up there, but yeah, I was wondering what that Vanny ticker did this morning there, and I did pull it up. That was pretty wild off the open. It seems like pre-market was the play there, Sean. You only got a little bit of a pop off the open, and then it's only been sell city since off of that seven halves back into 5, fails to follow through 5. Now we're testing 367s, pushing for low a day. Absolutely beautiful. What is the float on this thing? I'm really curious to know. 26 mil, all right, so nothing too crazy there, but definitely a small cap. Again, these biotech tickers, when they move, oh boy, can they move?
Oh boy,
and yeah, definitely. We saw an example of that. We were talking, or you were talking about it at like 4 something, and you were like, this is going to 5. It goes to 5, you blink, it goes to 6, and we're all the way pushing 7s into the open. Absolutely crazy, beautiful price action. Nice little flush right off the open though. Anybody chasing right off the open getting smacked right away. Again, low float, very euphoric move off the open.
I just shorted Coinbase.
What's happening with Coinbase?
I mean, Bitcoin just broke 60 again.
Okay, yeah.
The downside.
Okay, yeah, I see that right there.
So Adara will get us those imbalances at 330. There it is, 476. Saw it there. Thank you, Adara. 476 to sell. So a little bit of pressure on the sell side, but nothing to be worried about. I'm only going short against this 202 area, nothing more than that. Like we've already talked about how I like Bitcoin. I don't. There it goes. Now it's starting to bounce back up. So watch out. We will average into this position. We did take an out on iBit. I meant to tell you guys that. Well, it's not on the board anymore, and we just got out basically right here on a 50 break. So we actually we did talk about it. We did talk about this level right there. That's why we got a whole bunch out there. Once we took that back in, we'll get out. So that's 34. My best out is 35. And you know what? Look at this. Despite crypto being crypto, look at the 200 period and look at VWAP right here. How good was that on IBIT today? So again, learning, right? Every day we're here to learn more and more things. And like the fact that now we can trade IBIT with very, very comfortably. We've now executed a few trades on it. I just treat everything as if it's the same. I don't care about going over to the Qs, trade the spiders, the Qs, trade some oil. We had some Exxon trades, all this kind of stuff. Mad love for all of that. But the problem is that we have to have experience. And so we're going to watch out for Bitcoin. We're going to trade IBIT. And now we can see clearly some of these levels. Tesla's trying to go. It's still above 202, so that's going to be a good trade. I was going to say happy with our meta out, but that's trying to break lower right now. And Coinbase is doing its own thing. So I do have a bid at 200 to see if we can take 65 cents. If it breaks 200, then that's when we hope to get floodgates open. So this is a floodgate kind of a trade. Well, something's working out for me right now pretty big. I guess it's AMD starting to flush. So AMD starting to flush downside a little bit here as the net's starting to ramp up, so we like this. Let's go back down in here, AMD. It's having a hard time with 40. There we go. We'll just take a bid out there at 40. And here goes AMD. We've just given this one to you, so hopefully this will make a move back in. It's AMD downside, Tesla holding out upside, Walmart doing nothing, Baba doing nothing, Coinbase chill. So we'll wait and hopefully be able to get a flush down now on this. But, oh yeah. Someone in the chat there, Obi. What's up to Mert? I hope that's, here, what's up, Mert, right here. That's I mean, I love that name. I hope that's a real name, Mert. That's awesome. I haven't seen that before. What's up, Mert? Great name. Okay, so I almost typed in Mert into here to see what the stock's doing. MER. Let me see, is there an MERT stock? No, there is not. Okay. Darn. Oh, Mara is what I wanted to look at. So Mara comes reporting tonight, man. We talked about why this is a dangerous stock to trade today. Not just because the moves in Bitcoin. I mean, I feel like it's fine. And looking at it, it hasn't been that wild. It's just on the day before earnings, the day after earnings, we could get a little bit more of a dramatic push on Mara at some point. And then just to go over this, we talked about it. I think it was 22% short float on Mara. Yep, so that's exact, well, pretty much 21.5% there with it coming out tonight. Float's not a problem, 220 million. The market cap's pretty small. Actually, I guess it's pretty good now, 7 billion, where it's been. So again, huge move up in the daily on Mara. I mean, I don't really know why Sharif. It's funny because Sharif just now, isn't this so funny? Sharif is basically the poster child for everything that what Bitcoin's kind of been like. Sharif's in it for the first time now. Into crypto.
Oh, after what happened today?
At all-time highs.
Huh.
So I'm just saying this is part of the sort of exuberance that creates these moves. Now, I hope it continues to go higher. I mean, that's the one thing I we would love crypto to go. But see, first-time people coming in because they get sort of this talk. We've been talking about crypto since forever, you know, on the show. We've had crypto going along the bottom. We've had all this going through. We trade GBTC, Ethereum. We talk about crypto. It was on the podcast ever since we started, episode 16 this week. And some traders getting involved now.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I'm just saying this is, if you look up the definition of FOMO.
Oh yeah, I was just about to make a comment
maybe
on FOMO.
Sharif's,
Yeah.
you know, it's not, we all do it. I bought more today at 60 as well. But it's just like a comment, like Sharif made the comment. I'm not, you know, it's just he's in now for the first time. And so that's part of it. DWAC right now jumping a little bit, I'm hearing, but yeah, there it is, just a little bit of a move back up. Has to do with the Trump stuff, so.
Yeah.
Nothing major right there.
Apple catching a bit of a bid.
Is it? Yeah, you want to go over Apple quickly? We do have a dare, and then we'll just talk about Apple. Apple breaking through 181 right now. Tesla, $1 in the money as well. Anything about Apple?
No, I'm just saying I was kind of waiting for that 181 to come in. It did kind of pull back here. I was like, all right, well, I want to piece off if it's going to go sideways and not really do the move right away. And yeah, it just took a little bit longer. And it is catching a little bit of a bid right back into VWAP, this 181 area as of right now. So the long definitely coming in off of that 180 as of right now. So let's see how far this can go. But let's go to Adara.
Let's talk about some of the big names in the S&P 500 that made major moves today that maybe we didn't talk about earlier, because there are quite a few interesting ones here, including Applied Materials trading very much to the downside after disclosing it received some subpoenas regarding its China customer shipments and some federal awards applications. So big move down for AMAT. We also have Agilent Technologies, very much to the upside after an earnings beat across the board here. Some mixed analyst sentiment, but mostly price target increases for on the NY. Last but not least here, Boeing actually to the upside, despite a couple negative catalysts here. The first one coming this morning around 9:45, that the FAA has given Boeing 90 days to figure out its situation with regards to quality control. Then Allegiant, the president of Allegiant Airlines coming out and saying that they've actually cut their Boeing supply in half in terms of what they're expecting for 2024. So initially looking for 24 planes, now cutting that back down to 12. So despite some negative catalysts across the board for BA, big move to the upside here, guys.
Yeah, we really like that BA news there. I thought it was a hold my beer moment when they were just asking for that safety plan. I feel like Boeing has that and they don't need 90 days. And I feel like once they give it up, it'll be okay. And then maybe that gives the thumbs up to, you know, releasing some of the production issues that they currently have over there at the FAA. Obviously a nice day for Boeing shareholders today over that 205 area. All right, I put an offer here. It just went up to 202.40. We were in the money there. That was $1. We were talking about that. Now it's fading out again. So all is well because we are very well hedged right now, including an AMD short that we got right there at 176.40. We got a print. So that's working out for us. Coinbase just touched 201, sorry, $200 flat. My bid is right here. Actually only went down to 20. We're at 11s or something like that. Just double check. We're actually at $200 flat. So hopefully that will print out for us right now. I feel like, Obi, that I'm going to sneeze.
Yeah, go for it. I can take
Yeah,
it
why
over
don't you
there.
take it over right now?
No worries.
I feel like I'm going to sneeze. I feel it in my eyes and everything. So, okay, our net is growing here, but I'm going to pass it over to you, Obi. Take it over for a couple seconds.
So again, I'm patiently watching this this Apple here. We were talking about it. Kind of one of the main focuses on the day. I'm curious to know what we do on the first day, coming off of that. I was going to say earnings, coming off of that that volume that kind of came in, the catalyst that we had end of day yesterday. Pretty much sold off, kind of going sideways now. But that 180 still holding like a champ, and we are pushing right back up into some of these levels above 180 going into the close there. So yeah, I'm curious to know what we do going on from here. This 181 was quite nice. I didn't necessarily reload down here at the 180 halves. Definitely something to look back at and kind of reconsider there, which I'm going to be doing in the review tonight there. But yeah, a lot of opportunities. Again, the market is a little volatile. It's giving some decent price action there. So I do have to kind of you know, take it while it's there, take it when it's there, and kind of be confident as well. And I think some of the reload points and some of the places where I can be adding or being nimble and getting out of the position a little bit better, for sure. A lot to improve on the trades here on the day there. And again, you guys are seeing everything that we're doing here. And again, even when we're not on during the midday, there's you can always watch the positions on the More Trader TV channel as well. And I saw that earlier today, and I was like, oh, okay, cool. The positions are being displayed during the How to Trade session as well. Okay, so this 181 kind of holding on right now with only about, what is that, about 11 minutes until the imbalances come out here. I don't necessarily want to get involved in anything too much. We have sold off and consolidated near the lows on a lot of these large caps here. I'm looking at Apple. I'm looking at Alphabet. Softy's just been sideways all day. Amazon sideways as well. And yeah, of course, Meta kind of went the other way. But Softy, Apple, Alphabet, Amazon, kind of a little sideways. Some of them selling off as well. So I'm curious to know how we're gonna close at the end of the day, especially when we've held this 180 right now on the day. A little bit of a multi-week level of demand, it would seem, in and around this 180 mark. But we have yet to see what this week will hold. Today's Wednesday. We still got 2 more trading days left in this week. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really have anything too much left in terms of what I'm watching. Apple is kind of pushing right in to that 181 halves. Let me know in the chat what you guys have been trading. What you guys made money on? What you guys lost on? Were they good trades? Were they bad trades? I don't know. But yeah, let us know in the chat. We can take a look at some of those tickers. People talking about NVIDIA. We did take a look at NVIDIA. What do you got going on, Sean?
Yeah, I just want to tell everybody we did get that print there on Tesla. So do this. Like and subscribe for trades like this every single day. You can come back and watch it. That was a good one. I see everyone talking about NVIDIA. Because, Oscar, you're asking me right now about Snowflake, and traders are going to stay late with me, so I appreciate that. Snowflake's expected move today is what you're looking for. So I just went back to page 1, and it is not loading. I'll get this back in a second. Let's go over to the desk with Adara.
Brought to you by IG.com. Trade Forex pairs like Euro USD with spreads as low as 0.8 pips and 0 commissions at IG. Terms and conditions apply.
Adara's doing such a great job that she's like mastered Brendan's voice. It's absolutely incredible. Shout out to Miss Adara. We are now very, very close to being able to raise this. And Obi as well. We'll talk about all of that coming up. But right now, I don't talk about people's stuff if they're on the show. So, but Obi's having a good day, so congratulations to that one as well. All right, and people can see your position, so there's no point. All right, so right there, Snowflake, right now 10.6% is the expected move. And there it is right now. It's a little face slapper right there, so thank you for the question on Snowflake. But there it is right there, man. It's a nice hot trade for Tesla. And guess what else is happening? It is Coinbase. And let's just go to this one. We'll find this out in just a minute. We re-shorted Coinbase. This is why it's a trophy day over here, but we'll wait to see what's happening. If this continues to go down, then it'll be a real good day for us on Coinbase. AMD's trying to go as well. Let's see if this flushes one more time. Come on, AMD. I do have a bid right here at 36. Then we're having ourselves quite the day. What's up to Oscar? What's up to everybody in the chat? It's what we're doing around here as everybody spins the slots in the chat. What's up, A?
Yeah, another massive day for CEG, that is Constellation Energy. This one's still getting pops in volume, even heading into the close, up almost 9%. Second day to the upside. It did have its earnings report before market open yesterday. Today, getting an upgrade from KeyBank to overweight with a $190 price target. So this one, still strong volume and still massive move to the upside for CEG, guys.
All right, thank you, Adara. All right, I just got it right now. I didn't even realize the time, man. We're having such a good time here today. Join me tonight with the market recap show. We'll have Chris Brecher coming through. That should be a lot of fun as well. Here it is right now. I'm listening to Bill Burr's podcast, and he always talks like that. So that's why I'm doing it now. Man, there it is, Chris Brecher, what a handsome individual right there. Be joining me with this crazy Bitcoin hat on. This is when I came here and wore this costume on Halloween, and we were talking about Bitcoin. And I was like, it's up 74% this year. Now it's up a lot more than that. There's Marathon, Snowflake, Salesforce. Got a little alphabet action there. I like it. Okay, we'll talk a little bit about Google tonight as well. Thanks, Fabian, for getting that together, and Ramin as well. So there it goes. And we're still here, which is good, because Coinbase trying to go, Baba, Amazon, and everybody's favorite, or maybe not, semiconductor to short, AMD. It's the one that's not making new highs like every day, but it's still holding out quite nicely up here. And again, we talk about that. My last NVIDIA sale was at 780, which is funny, or 788, something like that. We talked about it on the show. The dollar amount really here for NVIDIA doesn't matter, because at any given day, you're gonna move 20 or 30 bucks on this. And there goes NVIDIA right now, still near highs. Still kicking, man. But if it gives up to 780, how far down will this market go? We do not know. But I was going to get out of, we're almost out of Tesla now. We only have less than a quarter left, actually, less than 20% left on this trade right there. My screen just flickered again. That's great. Oh, yeah, I have to update the software, so I have to hold back my comments on that one because I didn't do that yet. All right, so Coinbase, I really like this trade into the close. If this is the only one that I have, then I'd be fine with this. We have 4 or 5 other trades right now. Wait a minute, I have 6 trades? It's 345 right now. All right, we got to get this all figured out. All right, the reason why I kind of kid about all of this is Walmart's almost out anyways. This is literally, as my kids say, 10% left, and there it is. We will get that out on a print at 54, as you can see, that's going through right now. So we are out now of Walmart, so we'll get rid of that one. A good trade today for Walmart, so we'll go sirens up for that. Again, we just wanted to short it off 60. Here goes AMD. So AMD is falling in right now into 176. This one should be a banger for us there. It looks like we are falling back in. We almost hit the 200 period. Let's put a bid out there for AMD, and there it is right now, man. The money is falling in into the close right now. Bang! There it is, man. We are at our highest spot all day right now. It is one of those things happening for us. Good momentum here today. good trade. AMD propels us to where we need to be. So there it is. Yes, sir. Not our highest spot of the day. We had some unrealized wins, but as we start to empty out the clip here a little bit, it's down with AMD. It's a nice move back in for that name. Maybe we just get out of Tesla. I just wonder about this market starting to crack lower. Let's start to cancel some of these trades. Only a couple minutes until imbalances. Tesla, guys, 201.90 or so break, and we're going to be out of Tesla, okay? So if we break below that, we just put in our stop order. I'm going to pass it over to you, Obi. I'm going to actually cancel all of my stop orders and start getting some more aggressive ones in as we get ready to close out the day.
Yeah, no worries. I am kind of watching this action here. It seems like that GOOGL sell is coming in here, along with the rest of the market, of course. Apple pulling back off of that 181 as well. I'm watching, I guess, Berkshire kind of sideways, pretty much in the same place where I kind of just pieced off there, in and around those 412s, give or take a few pennies there, and kind of coming into the lower end of its consolidation that it's been doing right here. What is this? Just on top of this, just on top of these 411 halves, or just in and around those levels there. So let's see how that kind of comes in going into the close. Now I don't want to have anything really on going into the imbalances right now. We only got about 3 minutes here. Like I said, with everything kind of consolidating, not everything, but some like Apple and Google, the tickers that I am watching on the day, they've consolidated near their lows for the most majority of the day. So I'm curious to know what that imbal will come out as, if it'll have any effect at all. But yeah, I don't want to necessarily be in position when that's happening as of right now. So I did kind of get out of everything there. Well, I was only holding on to the breadcrumb on Berkshire, but I got rid of that one as well. Just trying to make some decent decisions here. Amazon coming into its lows as well. Let's quickly pull that one up. Are you still in that one?
We're still in that one, baby.
Oh boy, yeah, look at that. A little bit of a shelf that happened in the morning, 173s, and we're just knocking on the door of that shelf right now with lower highs underneath VWAP as well. Oh boy, this inbound could be a little spicy there. Let's see what we do in and around that 173. Quite a distinct hold of that 173 throughout the day there. If that cracks in the last few minutes, maybe some offside there, I have no idea. But yeah, just watching Softy. Softy hasn't really done too much. Watching the SPYs as well. SPY pretty much sideways all day, looking very similar to Softy. Again, we talked about Softy now being one of the market leaders, surpassing Apple in the NASDAQ. And I think we were talking about this earlier last year as well, when Softy was kind of just coming into the first place and then kind of coming back down, coming into first place, coming back down. So it's like, all right, well, something might happen, and lo and behold, coming into this year, Softy has surpassed, as of right now, Apple on in terms of market constituents on the NASDAQ there, and I think the SPYs are the same as well. Let me just. We
have imbalances in only 5 seconds. We'll let Obi look that one up. Thank you for all the love in the chat, of course. We dropped an email address if you guys want to send anything in. I got a big shout out to Fabian, Ramin, and everybody, and a big shout out to Obi, because it's not easy to sit here, discuss trades, like figure this all out, get back rubs and all that kind of stuff. Bro. So mad love for Obi one more time. But here we go. ADRs over there, so we're going to get to what that number was right now soon. Citron Research apparently saying, 1.2 billion to sell. Coin is one of the most compelling trades in the crypto market after Coinbase's issues today. Long BTC, short coin is the call there from Citron Research. From ADRs. So, okay, hopefully Coinbase goes down. Coinbase is not doing anything right now, but that's what Citron is saying. So we do have some pretty tight stops coming into the play here. So, all right, so there's Tesla right now. We already talked about where our stop is on that. It's coming out pretty soon right now. It's a 1.2 billion to sell. So I wouldn't be surprised. I got to get over to the desk, but I wouldn't be surprised if some of these names flipped around at 355. We do have MSCI coming through tomorrow. There is a rebalancing situation happening tomorrow as well. See, there goes Coinbase. We actually did not put a stop out there for Coinbase, but now it's pretty obvious. I guess I can cancel that all. Put out our Coinbase stop now. I guess Citron not doing too great work there. 201.51 will be our stop there for Coinbase if it goes back up. So that way we'll still win on it, but it'll be one of those trades. Amazon, we do have the stop there. What just happened there? Alibaba just got stopped, which is, wow, Alibaba did not get stopped. What are we talking about? Look at this trade on Alibaba. I mean, if that's not an NFT or something, waiting for VWAP, waiting for that gap to get filled, back into VWAP, taking that short, and then just getting 74.50 right there on that short. That's almost $1 clean right there on that one. So wow, sending that trade. I thought we got stopped out, but instead our bid filled, so we'll cancel that now. And then it's only 51, so we do have a little bit more action here. I was gonna stop out of Amazon here at 20s. It's trying to break lower. I still feel like if we can get that, that'd be fantastic. We are bidding a lot lower in case that does come in. Our Tesla stop is imminent. Our AMD trade is pretty hot fire. Those of you saying that I'm going to be banned from AMD offices because of the damage that we're doing on this short. Look, man, Lisa Sue's been selling herself as well. So, you know, we got to put some sales in right now for AMD, and we'll wait to see what happens down here at 176. Lower bids, man, for AMD. Let's see where we can go exactly to the downside on that one. So far, so good here. As we wrap it all up, there goes Tesla. Again, a good name for us. There's no doubt about that. We took a good opportunity there, and we had less than 20%, but there it is on the break. We get out on that 202 break, and everything else starting to make to the downside, so we'll see where we go from here. AMD bouncing off right now, 176.11s.
Yeah, so I did pull up that constituent there, the constituents there. Yes, S&P 500. There you go. Here's a split. Softy, 7% of the portfolio when Apple is kind of trailing behind at 6.2. So Softy almost a full percent above the Apple in terms of distribution in the S&P 500 as well. So yeah, we do have a new leader on the board, and the name is Softy. Second place Apple, third place NVIDIA. Again, NVIDIA kind of creeping up there as well. And we were talking about this last year. Like I said, I was like, oh, if with the whole open AI thing that happened, and with the way we kind of reacted to that to the news there, and with the way Softy was behaving, kind of coming into the top constituent, dropping back in. Yeah, I was just like, maybe it's time for a regime change there a little bit in terms of how the components are split up, and it does seem like that is the case right now. And Amazon coming into that 173, man. Yeah, that BA trade, absolutely beautiful. They're holding on to it for the dream, and then Amazon as well. I see that you've held on all the way as well, down into 173s.
Yeah. So we just got out. We got out at 173 there. I got to go flip over to.
Yeah, I mean, with only about like 6 minutes left on the day, we don't got too much time there, so we do have to kind of be flat around. It's by 4, right?
Look, we have written on here. If you're just joining for the first time, hit the like to subscribe. But we had written on here Amazon 174 sell. So we had that so many times, it's stupid. But the idea is that it's still my #1 stock here today. And that's all that matters. You know, obviously we have too many fills, and that was one of the best ones. We had these earlier as well, but there it is right there to finish the day. Obviously, when you look back, it's like, why didn't we just hold everything for that? But I don't know that's going to happen. So we scalp it out, but it still is the #1 trade for us. We had Tesla long, we have that. And then, again, we can't say too much else about this. My #2 stock on the day was my #1 idea, and that is the Alibaba short. So this is #1 idea is my #1 idea was Alibaba.
That's a snipe entry right there. One entry, just bang. Nice.
Yeah, much appreciated. Like and that's so the #1 trade idea. I mean, here let me just call this up before I go over there, because we'll give you a little bit of time to do this. But here we go. I'm going to call it up right now to show everybody. Thank you to Fabian for this. I thought this was pretty funny. You may appreciate this as well. 4K of RAM in 1969 versus 8 gigabytes of RAM now. And I'm just like, this is me right here with the computer as it just keeps on going back and forth. As I was like, you know, it feels like the computer is worse now than not. Actually, it's pretty good now, to be honest with you. There it is, Bob, my #1 idea for the short. So it's my #2 stock today. And then there's Amazon, and then there's Tesla. And then there's Coin Short. Like, I mean, actually, now that I look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Bang. It's Sticky Note Nation, and we're here every day. So, all right, go back. I'm going to go back over there. Things are starting to work out. There's the Alibaba flush at the end of the day there. I am bidding Coinbase back here at 2 bills. So hopefully we can get this to flush in here into the close. Just take this out. Good trade to start to end of the day here. If we can get another 60 cents, we'll do that. And then AMD is kind of just having itself a little bit of a movement here. So I'm just going to put something on the bid and take it out. It didn't flush as much as we thought. But again, good fill down to the 200 period right there. And now we'll see if we can get a 36. Oh, darn it. All right, let's just punch out then. We'll punch out right there, cancel everything. And now we're flat besides Coinbase. Want me to get up and just leave a bid here and see if we get filled? That could be really fun into the close. I did that yesterday and it actually worked. So I did not get, it was in Microsoft.
Yeah. Looking for round 2 right now.
I don't know. I know I got to get up and go over there. Oh, we have CRM tonight. Should be a lot of fun, Obi. Yeah. We have Mara tonight. That should be a lot of fun. So join me at the Market Recap Show. We'll have Chris Brecher and everybody else will stay late right there as well. So thank you so much for everybody's support here. Thank you to Obi. We'll see Neil back here tomorrow, and then everything will be returning to normal. And Obi, hopefully you'll be able to join us more and more as me and Neil have to apparently take days off. So. I like it. All right.
Whenever you guys need me.
Do you know how to do the job that Ramin does up there? Do you want us to train you?
Oof, I don't know about that. That seems like a lot of work. I think Ramin is doing it
So
very
do I,
well.
but she just asked me in my ear, like, if there was a chance that Obi could also switch.
Big shoes to fill. I don't know if I can.
Yeah, probably too much there. All right, so you stay with trading, my guy. You're doing really well.
I have a few buttons. Look, the keyboard is limited to the number of buttons. You go over there, you look at the control panel.
Okay,
it's like a huge. I'm just like, whoa. Like, imagine trading with something like that. You're just like, I don't know. It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. Shout out to Ramin and Fabian for what they do. Absolutely hardworking people. Again, when you talk about who's here, the latest, I would concur. Most days, it's either Ramin or Fabian or both of them, really. So those guys really putting in the work, the grind for sure, and really appreciative to those guys for making the show what it is. Back to the chat here. People talking about Mara, people talking about NVIDIA, people talking about Coin. Oh boy, have we had a wild day. There goes Apple into the close. Nice little bid off of that 180. Seems like Buddy's still holding it up at that 180 there. So gonna come in tomorrow. Gonna see how it's gonna act. Again, day 2. But let me know what you guys have been trading. We'll see what other names, if we've missed any. I think we covered a decent amount of the movers today. A lot of crypto movers, some earnings names. We saw what Beyond Meat did. I also had TJX and Baidu on watch. They didn't really do much of what I was looking for. I didn't really get involved with them. And I think people talking about CRM. Yeah, let's take a quick look at CRM. I'm sure Sean's going to be talking about CRM on the Market Recap Show. So that's going to be happening right after 4 o'clock. So don't go anywhere for that one. But yeah, CRM kind of sideways there, nothing too crazy. It did do a little bit of RVol in the pre-market, interesting, but nothing too crazy throughout the day. So CRM definitely going to be on watch for tomorrow. Just got to make sure I don't have any other orders here. Yep, got to make sure I don't have any orders here. And I think I'm good to go there. Nothing too much. Going to watch the close, see how it goes. Nothing too crazy happening. But you know what? As I say that, UNH pushing into 500 into the close. Oh boy, all right, let's take a quick look at UNH. But the bell's gonna be coming up in 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you, Adara. Yeah, here's the thing. Sometimes I get a little carried away with the talking, and the bell can happen. I am watching the tape here. I was like, all right, well, 55, so 5 seconds left. Thank you, Adara, for that one. UNH pushing up into that 500 mark, only about a couple of points away there. So going to be interesting coming in tomorrow. It is kind of, I think it's definitely in play. Look at the RVol that it's doing. It does have a catalyst on the day, a little bit of psychological levels as well. Going to do some charting. You can take a look before going into this. A little bit of a level here in and around that 500 there, but nothing too crazy as of today. I could have definitely participated into that 500 flush, but it gave you that in the pre-market. So you know what? Next trade is what was going through my mind there. I did kind of fumble up on this Google. Fighting the trend a little longer than I really should be. Happened to get on the right side of the move and make some back, but I definitely got to do a little bit better with that one. Look at that, just slapping up after the close into the highs there. ES and NQ, nothing doing too much. But I haven't really seen too many tickers in the chat there. So yeah, people, okay, yeah, sure, we can take a look at Mara as well real quick as Sean just gets set up for the market recap. So you guys better not be going anywhere there. Sean's coming through with that market recap soon enough. As we check out some of these crypto names, let's take a quick look at what Bitcoin is up to here. So 34, kind of the high there, flush down on that crazy shake and bake down into 29 halves. So pretty much sideways action there on Mara. I did participate in IBIT in this craziness here. A little bit of a hold of that 34. Going to be interesting going into tomorrow. But without any further ado, Sean's ready at the big desk, so I'm going to pass you guys off over to him. Neil's going to be back tomorrow. Thanks for spending time with us. Hope you guys got some value. Take care. Have a good one.
You did right now. Okay, so we are ready to go. CRM is now out. So here goes Salesforce. Unfortunately, my trade ideas login is not working over here. So there it goes. Big time move to the downside right now for Salesforce as we continue to make lows here on CRM. Now getting into 280, 286, 287 and change. CRM right now pulling back into the 50 period moving average here on the daily. It's not looking like it's going to be a good one right now for CRM. And again, unfortunately, guys, we're a little bit beside it right here. Trying to find out what some of these releases are. On Benzinga right now, I am seeing nothing about Salesforce. So unfortunately, this is not working out right now, but we'll get the numbers when they do come through on Benzinga. Right now, we do have Paramount coming out. PARA is also out. This is going to be frustrating here today, but we'll do our best as we work through this. Para, load chart, please. Para, nice downside move, 1070. We'll see about this one. Obviously been really beat up right now, making that move back in. It looks like WW, formerly Weight Watchers, making a move as well here as this is pushing. Again, I have to wait for these charts to load up to see what's going on. There it is, down to 1080 right now for WW. Looks like there. Here's Salesforce right now. Revenue, 37.7 versus 38, versus 38.6. to go there on Salesforce. Salesforce with a nice move to the downside. WW still making those moves back in as well. Salesforce really getting hit now. So I'm not sure. This guide doesn't seem that bad. Forward 25 revenue, 37, oh yeah, sorry, it is bad. 37.7 to 38 versus 38.62. So we talked about Salesforce here today. A little bit of a different move here on CRM. A lot of these big tech names have gone the other way. Looks like Salesforce going downside right now. We have Okta, again, a big data name, OKTA, coming through for Okta right now. We might as well get Chris Brecher as soon as possible because this is not going to be good for me here. All right, so it looks like Okta will also beat right now to the upside. Okta right now, EPS of 63 cents, beating 51 cents right now for Okta. So that's a nice move up. Huge move up to 108 right now through now. So Okta on a daily chart here, taking out some of these highs on Okta. Let's see where we go. We're going to have to wait to see what some of these weekly numbers look like. But there it is, Okta taking out $91 and still going higher. We're going to try to bring you as many possible news as possible. Weight Watchers here, director Oprah Winfrey, not coming back, I guess, as director right now. Does not want to stand for re-election here on Whiskey WW here. So they're making a move to the downside. You've seen this name's gotten really beat up anyways, but now you lose Oprah. That's not good. So we'll have to see what's happening right there with that as we fly through on that one right now. Salesforce, again, continuing to be a little sour. Let's just search it on Benzinga right here. A lot of stuff flying in right now. Okay, so adjusted, we've talked about that, 968. So this is actually pretty good. This just came in on Salesforce. It looks like a better EPS is what they're looking for. So yeah, a little bit of a bounce back. I might buy Salesforce right now on these dips. Forward adjusted EPS 968 to 976 versus 957. That's a better EPS number on the forward year guide. So that's good. I don't know why they're adjusting this number for revenue. Looks like it's going to be a cost-cutting story. And you guys know that we like cost-cutting stories here, especially on these tech names. How could they have lower revenue but expecting a better beat on the EPS? I'm stamping that. That 680 or 280 was a buy on Salesforce, a nice move back in for CRM. You can see we almost pull back into the 50 period there on CRM. So that flew in there, nicely done there on Salesforce if you had that to come through right now. Snowflake is out. So, you know, let it snow, says shareholders. Let's see if they're happy with this report, though. Salesforce, down 20% right now. So we'll hit a fail on that one. We're standing up here today, so we got to maybe adjust said camera right there, but it is what it is for now. I'll probably sit down in a minute. All right, we'll sit down in a minute. All right, so Snowflake right now, nice downside move here. EPS 35 cents beating. Let's go over to the screen right now because then I can sort of show this. Snowflake right now beating 35 cents. Here, yeah, keep it like that. I'll just get on this chair and see if it settles. Oh, you know why? Sharif pushed the thing all the way. Man, I hate these chairs, honestly. There may be strike upcoming here very soon. Okay, Snowflake, nice downside move into 180. Wow, we are really getting tanked here. We're not getting tanked. Snowflake is getting tanked down to the downside right now. What is wrong? It's 35-cent beat versus 18. Sales looks like they beat as well. It has to be the guide. Down goes Snowflake. Please do not tell me that Mr. Alex Karp and company is also getting hit on this. It wouldn't be a surprise to me if Palantir gets hit here, but it's not. So Palantir holding fort. It looks like this is a I'm not into Snowflake. I was into Snowflake once and sold out and went into Palantir. It was just too much, you know, too many sort of high-flying growth names, but it looks like this is a big disappointment here for Snowflake, really pushing down. Uh-oh, Mr. Chris Brecher, we have a trade possibility here coming through again. This is your 200-period moving average on Snowflake, down here at 175. We absolutely nailed Pan W down there. We recently bought more at 273 down on Pan. It's up to 313. That was a dip into the 200 period as well. Wow, what an interesting day. I apologize today. We're having some issues with our, not yet, it's not Trade Talk yet. I'm going to call Chris in 1 minute. I am having some problems logging into my Trade Ideas account. So normally we'd have the rundown beside us. But the one thing I do want to talk about quickly is Bitcoin before we go over to Chris. Because Bitcoin today, man, what a ride that it had. I mean, right now you're starting to break lower here. We were short Coinbase, okay? I love that trade. We talked about that. We took $9 on that yesterday. But for right now, it looks like it's not having, well, I was going to say it's having a problem holding 60, but we're right at 60 now, so I don't want to misreport. Looks like we're trying to head to the downside right now. Let's go over to a 1 minute chart here. Let's blow this up a little bit so we can see this a little bit better for us all. There it is right now, trying to break back down through. We did short Coinbase there today into the close, and I covered right before I came over here. I said, why don't we hold? Arg, Obi, why don't we hold there? Look at Coinbase spitting in. Now 199 filling upside now, downside for Coinbase. Couple good shorts, couple longs. We flipped over into the short. There goes Coinbase. Wish we would have held on to that one. The other long that we had right at the end of the day, of course, was Tesla. Good trade here. We were taking it off of that 201. Wow, Salesforce, I'm hearing in my ear, continuing to fall down. Yeah, there it is, not holding 280. All right, if he's ready, so am I. It's Chris Brecher, it's Trader Talk. Where are we? I can now, Chris. Welcome to the big show. You're on the Market Recap Show with Sean Katina and Chris Brecher. It doesn't get much more exciting than that. How are you today, Chris?
I'm doing fine. Still recovering from the Las Vegas money show. Not because we were crazy, but like pot's illegal there. So it's just I got on the plane.
Okay.
And like everybody was staring at me and I had no idea why until I came home and hugged my wife. She's like, what the hell? So it was pretty funny.
Don't visit up here in Canada. We've had marijuana legal here for 5 or 6 years. You may not be standing, but okay. Yeah, it's funny when the legal stuff tends to be a little better than the stuff you get on the street. But not from my own experiences, of course. But welcome, Chris Brecher. Hey, what was your favorite game to play there? Are you a guy a little craps table, little blackjack? What's going on in Vegas in your side?
Well, we had another poker tournament. So the first two simpler trading poker tournaments I won.
What?
And then we had another
Nice.
one this time that I came in like 7th, but they had where I just didn't have a chance. But I was there for a long time, but they kept raising this blind thing, they call it.
Yep.
And it was where it was like more than what I had left. And I had terrible cards. The only reason I stayed in is I won once with 3 3s and once with 2 7s. So I had just terrible cards the whole night. So I was thrilled. I still came in 7th.
Just really quickly here, Chris, I'm seeing a note here that Salesforce right now initiating a quarterly dividend. Bang.
Wow.
So there it is, man. It's its first dividend ever. Right now for Salesforce, we're getting a little bit of a bounce. I would be buying this dip right here on CRM. Again, I feel like this is an opportunity here. If you're not in the name, it's only down 5 points here on CRM. A lot of love for you in the chat, of course, as we go. And I want to give a big shout out to everybody in the chat as well. You see anything here on Salesforce, Chris? I know you have Snowflake loaded up. Do you want to go right over to Snowflake? Because they had a miss as well. I believe pushing down now 20% for Snowflake and looking lower right now, not holding at all. Snowflake down now, Chris, down 25 points and still going lower. It's at my magical 200-day here, but we got to find out more. I like CRM better than Snowflake. What are you seeing on Snowflake, Chris? We'll share your screen.
Well, the first thing I'm seeing is the stocks in this kind of group, this software kind of thing, that have rallied into earnings are getting hit today. So Salesforce and Snow. On the other hand, OKTA that's gotten nailed is going nuts on the upside, up 20%. So that's the only thing I'm seeing is the ones that didn't have a high bar are the ones going up.
That's the problem here is that I feel like into this earnings season, we had Beyond Meat yesterday up, well, this morning was up 60%. It faded back a little bit. Some of these names that are beat up, they just give you one good report. They talk about maybe cutting some costs and so on and so forth. The next thing you know, us shareholders are willing to give them a break, especially if it's a short float. You could see these names really pop up. We had a good example today. Let me just double check what Beyond Meat wound up here, Chris, today, because wow, okay, it even got killed even more right now. Wow, I didn't realize Beyond Meat took 10 at the end of the day. This name getting absolutely crushed back in on the rest of the day. We were up here today, Chris, 1250 to start the day, now down into 960, down now. Beyond Meat is not right. It's not up 72%, but a big move down for Beyond Meat. It gave everything back right there today. Anything you're seeing there on Beyond Meat as I see you got your charts going up there? What is that line right there at 984? Let's flip over to Chris.
That's that ATR trailing stop I love using.
Right.
I don't really use it for like when earnings come out, but it's a nice thing to stay in the correct direction in these wild stocks like NVIDIA, and it's really helped. I thought you were going to say something like the longs got ground up in Beyond Meat on the close, but I was just waiting for you to say that, but
no, you got it there, man. That's you, Chris. Hey, Chris, you looking for a job? We like to have those things, nice little sayings around here, right there. But yeah, ground beef and ground up earnings from Beyond Meat. Okay, look, the floor is yours, really. I mean, let's just go over quickly because you're here a little bit early. So let me just look over it. I know you got to go, so we'll plug that in a couple minutes. Just real quickly here, CRM, nice downside move into 280. I think it's a buy down here. See you, Derek. Quarterly dividend introduced here for CRM. I'm going to stamp this a buy. Snowflake, nice downside move here into 177. I'm going to make a hold on this, potentially a buy down at the 200 period. I like that. AMC, hey, everyone's favorite movie theater. Chris, when's the last time you went to a theater, my guy?
What kind of theater? No, all kidding aside, I haven't been to a theater. I hate the idea of spending like 60 or 70 bucks, paying 18 bucks for popcorn.
Yeah.
I'd rather I haven't been to a theater, boy, since before COVID.
Yeah, and that's when AMC was sort of going nuts there, and we have that big meme stock rally. AMC, I'm not seeing them out yet, but that's another earnings call right now. Okay, what do you want to talk about? First of all, where are you headed? I got to let you go pretty soon. What are you up to today at Simpler Trading?
Oh, we have a monthly trader call for the yearly subscribers.
Okay,
So just talking about the outlook. But I thought number one of the stocks you were talking about, you got to give props to yourself about PANW. I mean, my goodness, that was a great call. In fact, didn't I email you about that?
Yeah, you did. You said thank you so much for that. And we also had that 235 bottom. I appreciate all those kind words. But real quickly right here, Mara is now out. So Mara, just a nice little move upside here into 31 bucks right now. But we did flush a little bit on Mara. Unfortunately, on Benzinga here, I don't see the Mara report, and I'm not going to sit here and give you guys numbers if I don't see them yet. But Mara's out. Mara just touched $28 to the downside there as this Bitcoin miner continues to dance a little bit with a 20% short float. That is MARA. AMC, people saying it's out, but if it's out, it's not moving around. Yeah, good call there on PanW. You're right about that. I just like the name, Chris. I really like cybersecurity. I think it's one of the strongest names out there. I like buying them. I've been buying this name for a very long time. You know, we bought some at 235. We just bought some more right now at 275. You like PanW down here or what?
In here, I'm having a tough time. I want to see after a sell-off of the NASDAQ, let's say tomorrow, and I'll show you real quick why I think we're selling off.
Okay.
But I like that you were buying it after the first consolidation right here.
Right.
Right when you had that, so you knew the direction had changed because you didn't know if it was going to 150. That was a great buy on your part, buying it on that break. There's a number of stocks that have that kind of rectangle that have been working. So one of them was XBI.
That
Had that daily rectangle and waiting for that break above it. And so that's been one thing that's worked really well. But I thought real quick I'd tell you why I think we're going down tomorrow.
Are you talking about the overall market or you're just talking?
Yeah.
Okay.
The overall market.
Yep, I'm here for that.
Okay. Well, the thing is that, you know, and I know I've mentioned this before, I think probably ad nauseum, probably most have fallen asleep from it. But basically, the 50-50 funds rebalance at the end of every month. So they're half stock, half bonds. The thing is, though, is that usually it's not that much of a divergence with bonds.
Okay.
Just isn't that much. This time it is, where you've had this massive rally up here. This is right here, February 1st, and you've had the massive sell-off of the bonds.
I see. So
the fund managers need to sell stocks and buy bonds.
Okay.
The bond market's gigantic, so the bonds don't have to go up, but the stocks, they can go down. But then you think about it, what are the fund managers loaded with? They're loaded with the big seven. So that's why today, I think you saw the big seven, or now let's say it's the big five, act the worst. And that's why you saw NVIDIA down 10, you saw SMCI down 34, and so on.
Wait a minute.
And
When we're talking about,
going to continue.
I think it could continue as well. But when we're talking about SMCI down $34, that's like someone sneezed and just hit the buy key instead of the sell key. And the next thing you know, you're moving that stock 30 bucks. So I don't think we really got the pullback at all yet, Chris. I think there's disaster potentially if NVIDIA loses that 750 and if we start to go down. And we've talked about, I know you look at some of the transports and the bonds. I was talking about the semis, the SMH kind of leading the way. I'm a little bit nervous about some of these tops. And we've been shorting. You see that 174 level on Amazon? I had 125 trades on Amazon alone today. We shorted 174 numerous times all day, every day on that Amazon, and that was a pretty good trade coming back in. So I like your call on a short market heading into the next couple of days. How often do they rebalance that 50-50 bond to stock portfolio there?
Well, there's three big rebalances. There's the one at the end of the month that can be 60-40 funds or 50-50 funds. And like you mentioned, I think it's the outperformers, the Amazons, the NVIDIAs. They're the ones that AMD that are going to be for sale, which they were today. But the 50-50 funds, usually the end of the month, some of them the end of the quarter. And then you have the big rebalance the third Friday of every quarter. So March, June, and so on. The triple witching is also the day of the S&P has a rebalance based on capitalization and buybacks and splits. So those are the big three rebalances I watch. And I'm telling you, this rebalance thing I'm talking about today, it's not every month because most of the time it's not that much of a disparity. This time it's gigantic.
Got it.
And that's why I'm bringing it up. The other thing I thought I'd bring up is that bull flag in the S&P and the NASDAQ is less likely to work if you have a big rebalance at the end of the month. Maybe next month, but for now, this is less likely to break up. At least that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. We do have MSCI rebalancing coming tomorrow as well. So there's some big events there that are going to hit some of these equities. And I would think that a rebalance is going to happen across many of these names, especially the big cap ones as well. So, okay. Yeah, thank you for hopping on early. I mean, that's the show. If there's anything else you want to talk about, I want everyone to go over to Simpler Trading, find you guys. Nice meeting tonight for the annual members. And hey, maybe next time if you need a special guest in that meeting, you can invite yours truly. Thank you for sharing some of your experiences in Vegas. What hotel were you guys at now that you're not there? Not everyone.
The Paris, Las Vegas.
Ooh, how was that?
It was okay. Let's just put it this way when you talk about expensive. They have a Martha Stewart restaurant. It was a $112 price fixed menu, and the entree was a half a baked chicken.
Half a baked. Okay, well, we have chicken dinner winners all the time here, so hopefully that was okay for you. Hey, I thought when I was at Paris, is there a really nice steakhouse there? Because
Yeah.
Okay, I've ate there before, and you're right. You know what? Nothing is cheap anymore, man. I mean, even we were talking about this at McDonald's. I think it's $18.99 or something for a Big Mac meal these days. Not that we're having too many Big Macs. But thank you for coming back one more time here again, Chris. You're always welcome on the show. Good luck with the call tonight. It's Chris Bretcher from Simpler Trading.
Thanks for having me on early. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, my guy. That's Chris. Thank you so much. Hi. Okay, there we go, man. Thank you so much to Chris again for coming through. Look, we just had a big time movement in some of these names today. Let's just check on an AMC as well. Look at this. This is coming out right now on AMC. Let me find out exactly the details here by typing in AMC. You know, Chris doesn't go to any theaters, but that's okay. Doesn't mean that other people do not. I actually have a Cineplex yearly membership where it's, I think it's like $100 a year. They send you 1 or 2 movie tickets a month. I take my kids. They like going. I still like going to the theater despite, you know, being able to watch all this kind of stuff at home. All right, so here we go. AMC right now, fourth quarter full year results, good. Here it is right now. Adjusted EPS of 54 cents minus, beating -70, so a beat there. And then GAAP revenues 110, beating 105. So the numbers that I'm getting are fine. There's going to be a recap here that we could probably go through. I'm going to try to look at looking forward. So right now, you guys can go find the real numbers that are out there. Right now, thank you to Ben Zinga for that one. But we're not seeing any forward guides. Nice move back into $4. We can see if there's going to be a hold here on... Again, remember we had the split, so that's why you get that huge move up. Basically from $1 up to 20 to 1, and then now falling back in and trying to hold out here in and around 4 for a bottom on, I almost said AMC right now with the nice move down in. I'm getting a little bit antsy because I wonder about this snowflake and a potential buy down here into this area for snow. Again, nice numbers, but again, not a great guide as we look at 177 down into the 200 period right there. That was been pretty good coming through for snowflake. I see some people talking in the chat as we have it right here. I'm covering it up right now, but I would say be very, very careful using stop orders in the after hours for the word of slippage. And what that means is that we're going to look at Mara here, which you shouldn't have too much slippage, but let's look at this as there's a lot of names here for Mara. A lot of traders looking at Mara today. Nice move down to 28. Let's find out what Benzinga has to say about Mara, M-A-R-A here. All right, so again, I don't see the earnings report here, unfortunately, but it would be out. All right, this is functionality of their Enduro, so that's not it right now. But obviously, Mara has come out. Nice flush down into $28. Again, I would always just say watch out for Coinbase, which we were short and long today into 199, and then just watch out. Bitcoin again right now holding nicely. We talked about this during the show. Bitcoin holding that 60,000. We called this up. We looked at it. It's been basically barcoding in and around 61 to 60. We just held 59.8. I'm a buyer on this dip. So we had a pretty aggressive move down. Coinbase claiming that, I mean, look at this ramp up. There's no surprise. I mean, Bitcoin went from 62.5 up to 64. So it basically ramped up from 1150, that's 61,000. We ramped all the way up in about 15 minutes. We went up about $4,000 there. It's no surprise that a lot of these ETFs, right? IBIT, anything that's doing volume, they probably all had record volume today. Don't quote me on that, but it wouldn't be surprised. 95 million shares. Sheesh, man. These guys, man, iShares, we can buy stock, actually. I'm not sure in iShares, but we can buy stock in NASDAQ and in some of these exchanges that are now going to be getting a percentage in all of this. ARKB, another name, ARKB. I believe that's on the Amex. So again, 7 million shares flowing into this name today. GBTC, again, 34 million coming into GBTC today. The inflows are real, and it wouldn't be a surprise to me that a name like Coinbase, again here today, falls off and does have some communication problems, can't handle the volume. Most of these Bitcoin ETFs, I got to say, wow, I'm running out of water here. Most of them were using Coinbase. So as we start to go in here and say, oh my God, Bitcoin's ripping, I went into IBIT and bought some. So they got to flip that over into Coinbase. So you got to watch out. We could have some more issues there. We did have a report coming through from Citron that ADRs dropped to us, and that report's basically simply stated that with Bitcoin surge today and Coinbase having issues, the trade may actually be a hedge, where you go short Coinbase, long Bitcoin. Interesting. So I thought that was a little bit of a call there, as Bitcoin really, I feel like since we've had these ETFs introduced, it's really been sort of a blessing in disguise to show legitimacy for BTC and whatnot. Okay, what did I tweet out today? Pardon? No, I don't believe there's options yet on the ETFs. You guys can go in there and tell me if I'm wrong or not. There may be on GBTC. I'll send that up. A good question from Fabian coming through right here. So this is pretty interesting, and this is that crash that we just talked about. Coinbase crash just erased 100 billion in market cap in Bitcoin in 15 minutes. So that it just goes back to that same point. So here it is right now. Falls nearly 9% in 15 minutes, which is about 100 billion. Like, we don't even have companies. All these companies that we're talking about reporting today, although Salesforce is 300 billion, 100 billion in 9 minutes really shows sort of the vulnerabilities in BTC. But again, I'm not worried too much about it. The trade of the day for me is going to be Alibaba. We'll talk about that. Sticky note was really hot fire. I thought this was pretty funny. Shout out to Fabian. Take my face off if you can, Fabian, right there, and just show this if you can, the screen. I think this is pretty funny right now, just overlooking what we're talking about. Chrome tab scary. We talked about that with some of that. So again, a pretty good day here. We didn't get away. Let me talk about Alibaba quickly. The sticky note today, some of the trades that we had mentioned, Alibaba short, we didn't get to 77, but again, a big shout out to my good friend Brian Shannon, because without him, I wouldn't have thought about trades like this. I mean, look, I shouldn't say without him, man. We guide ourselves over here. We've been using VWAP forever. We have a VWAP. One of our very first educational videos was about VWAP. But look at this Alibaba. So it tanks off the open. We missed this trade. We wrote down 77 here on the sticky note as the short idea. But instead, we play the gap, wait for VWAP. And that came right into play right here at 75.50. We shorted it, end of the day. It's about $1 worth of a trade. I really like that trade into that. That's my biggest trade of the day was that. And then again, our second trade of the day was short Amazon, 174. I mean, this is my number one P&L name. I want to thank everybody for staying with me, man. Traders stay late. We're going to do roll call in 1 second. Over 3,100 of you are still here. I appreciate that, man. Look what we did for Amazon today. Over 192 fills, something like that. Not that many, maybe 129 fills. Good shorts into Amazon, printing at the end of the day. What the hell happened to Amazon at the end of the day? Oh my. I mean, we have to be short at the end of every day, or be flat, sorry, be short at the end of the day, that'd be nice. But what happened to Amazon there? Wow, completely fell out. These 174 shorts are even more tradable right now. It's roll call. Who's still here with me? Wow, that Amazon is very, very impressive to the downside. Someone's saying something's happening on Rivian as well. Rivian 11.25. This is the price I bought Rivian at, actually. All right, guys, who's here? I got to go, man. My kid has a game up in Scarborough later on, so we got to make that move here. We are in downtown Toronto. It's about to get real cold real fast. One day of cold, then back to sunny times. What's up, Viral? He says howdy. Hey, Goliath, put your hand up. He's present, or she's present. What's up to Goliath? Right there, Sebastian. Thank you so much, man. There's only a couple goats around here. One of them's Brendan, and he's sitting right over there. What's up to Austin? The MVE is here. What's up? Crypto's here. Crypto cool. Update on Mara quickly. Yeah, let's call Mara up. You guys want it? We'll get, wow, Mara right now. Nice move on Mara, 32 and change. We'll have a live level right here on Mara. You guys want to watch it. It was just 32.50. Mara running. What's up to Dylan? What's up to Darren? I like that name. What's up, my guy? Yeah, hey. AVWAP, I like Snow at this level. You guys may be on to something. Shout out to you as well. Chuck of all trades, I like it, man. Thank you so much for the GOAT talk. I really love that. I've been pointing out this drop of Amazon. Sorry, Professor Love. There's nothing I can do. I'm on the air right now. Amazon, I don't know what's up with that, but that's a banger trade, man. Short that 174. We nailed that one for sure. C3AI, is that moving around? Again, look what I'm doing for everybody. Shout out to everybody. C3AI up to 33. A nice movement on C3AI. Banger trade on that one for anybody there. All right, C3AI earnings are out. Good one there. Shout out to Swizzle Sticks, Bears versus Bulls, my favorite moderator of all time. No matter where you are, make sure you're watching us every single day. It's at Trader TV Live. It's more Trader TV Live. It's the recap show. It's the podcast. It's the normal show. It's the lessons in the morning. We will get lesson of the day with Neil tomorrow as well, as he's back in the building. Wow, what a great day. Thank you so much for joining. I got to say thank you to a big shout out to my friend Chris Brecher from Simpler Trading. Go check him out. Thank you so much, and shout out to everybody. It's in the chat. I'm Sean Katita. Go follow me on Instagram at Trader TV Sean, and on Twitter and LinkedIn if you're lucky. We'll see you then.